In the quiet depths of the Pokemon world, where moonlight filters through ancient forests and starlight dances across tranquil lakes, there exists a phenomenon so rare and wondrous that most trainers will journey their entire lives without witnessing its gentle magic. These are the shiny Pokemon, creatures touched by something beyond the ordinary, their forms shimmering with colors that defy expectation and captivate the soul with their ethereal beauty. The very first shiny Pokemon to grace our awareness was not discovered in tall grass or hidden caves, but rather scripted into existence within the crystalline waters of the Lake of Rage. There, beneath Johto's silver moon, a crimson Gyarados emerged from the depths, its scales burning like liquid fire against the darkness. This red serpent was no accident of nature, but rather the result of Team Rocket's radio waves, electromagnetic pulses that rippled through the lake and transformed the very essence of the Magikarp dwelling within. The radio tower's forced evolution created something unprecedented, a creature whose genetic code had been subtly altered, expressing pigments that nature had kept hidden in shadow. What makes this discovery so profoundly fascinating is that the Lake of Rage Gyarados possesses a quality that would later be understood as the foundation of all shiny encounters. Deep within its cellular structure lies a specific combination of numbers, invisible to the naked eye but fundamental to its existence. These are called individual values, and in the case of this legendary red Gyarados, they follow a pattern so precise it seems almost mystical. The attack value must be exactly 10, while defense, speed, and special attributes each hold the value of 10 as well. This mathematical poetry creates the shimmer, the otherworldly gleam that sets shiny Pokemon apart from their common counterparts. The mathematics of shiny encounters themselves tell a story of astronomical rarity. In the earliest generations, the chance of encountering a natural shiny Pokemon was precisely 1 in 8,192. To put this into perspective, a trainer could encounter over 8,000 Pokemon and still never witness that telltale sparkle, that brief moment when stars seem to dance around a creature as it materializes from the wild. The odds were calculated using a complex formula involving trainer identification numbers and the secret values hidden within each Pokemon's data, creating a system where patience and persistence were the only paths to these treasured encounters. Perhaps one of the most enchanting aspects of shiny Pokemon lies in their connection to celestial mechanics that most trainers never realize exist. The internal clock of each Pokemon game quietly tracks the passage of time, and certain shiny Pokemon can only be encountered during specific temporal windows. The Espeon and Umbreon evolution line demonstrates this beautifully, as their shiny forms reflect the very essence of day and night cycles. A shiny Espeon glimmers with green accents instead of purple, like sunlight filtered through spring leaves, while shiny Umbreon trades its yellow rings for blue ones that pulse like captured moonbeams. The breeding mechanics that govern shiny inheritance reveal secrets that even dedicated trainers rarely uncover. When two Pokemon from different language versions of the games produce offspring, something remarkable occurs in the underlying calculations. This phenomenon, known to researchers as the Masuda Method, increases shiny probability by manipulating the way genetic information combines during the breeding process. The method honors Junichi Masuda, whose programming innovations made international trading possible, though few realize that his code inadvertently created this pathway to increased shiny encounters. Hidden within the data of certain legendary Pokemon lies evidence of shiny variants that were programmed but never intended to be obtained through normal gameplay. Celebi, the time traveling forest guardian, possesses a shiny form of soft pink coloration that exists in the game's code but remains locked away from typical encounters. This pink Celebi has only been distributed through special events, making it one of the rarest variations in existence. Similarly, Mew's shiny form glows with a gentle blue hue rather than its typical pink, a coloration so subtle that it seems to shift like captured skylights in certain lighting conditions. The connection between shiny Pokemon and the phases of the moon extends beyond mere coincidence into the realm of programmed reality. Certain games track lunar cycles, and specific shiny encounters become more probable during particular moon phases. The Clefairy evolutionary line demonstrates this connection most clearly, as these moon worshipping Pokemon seem to respond to celestial influence even in their digital habitat. A shiny Clefairy glows with golden accents instead of pink, as if touched by moonlight itself, while Clefable's shiny form maintains this golden luminescence throughout its larger, more majestic frame. Deep in the code of the original gold and silver versions lies a programming quirk that creates one of the most reliable methods for obtaining shiny Pokemon, though it requires knowledge that borders on the arcane. The odd egg, obtained from the daycare man in certain circumstances, has a significantly higher chance of containing a shiny Pokemon than any wild encounter. This increased probability stems from the way the egg's data is generated, using algorithms that favor the specific value combinations required for shiny status. Trainers who understand this mechanism can obtain shiny baby Pokemon with relative certainty, a secret that transforms what should be astronomical odds into achievable goals. The relationship between a trainer's identification number and shiny encounters reveals a hidden layer of personalization that makes each trainer's journey unique. Every trainer possesses both a visible ID number and a secret ID number, invisible values that work together to determine which Pokemon will appear shiny during their adventure. This means that a Pokemon appearing normal to one trainer might shimmer with otherworldly beauty when encountered by another, creating a deeply personal connection between trainer and the rare creatures they're destined to meet. Weather patterns in the Pokemon world influence more than just which species appear in tall grass. They also affect the subtle calculations that determine shiny probability. During certain weather conditions, the random number generation that governs encounters shifts in ways that can slightly increase or decrease the likelihood of shiny appearances. Rain seems to wash away some of the mathematical barriers, while harsh sunlight can create thermal conditions that favor specific value combinations. These effects are so subtle that most trainers never notice them, but dedicated researchers have documented clear correlations between weather patterns and shiny encounter rates. The evolution of shiny mechanics across different generations tells a story of technological advancement and deepening complexity. In later games, the introduction of the shiny charm, an item obtained through completion of the National Pokédex, fundamentally alters probability calculations by adding additional rolls to the shiny determination process. This charm doesn't simply increase luck, it provides extra opportunities for the game to check whether a Pokemon should be shiny, effectively multiplying chances in ways that compound over thousands of encounters. The Masuda Method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, represents one of the most elegant applications of international cooperation in shiny hunting, though its origins trace back to a desire to encourage global trading rather than any intentional boost to shiny rates. When Pokemon from different language regions breed together, the game's algorithms recognize this diversity and respond by increasing the probability of producing shiny offspring. The mechanism works thus by adding extra checks to the random number generation process, as if the genetic mixing of different cultural origins creates conditions more favorable to these rare genetic expressions. This method transforms breeding from a simple reproductive process into a meditation on cultural exchange, where patience and international friendship combine to increase the chances of witnessing something truly extraordinary emerge from an egg. The concept of shiny locks, invisible barriers programmed into certain legendary encounters, reveals the developer's careful curation of player experiences. Specific legendary Pokemon in certain games cannot appear shiny under any circumstances, their data structures modified to prevent the shiny flags from ever activating. These locks exist not from technical limitations, but from deliberate design choices, ensuring that certain pivotal story moments maintain their intended visual presentation. However, the implementation of these locks varies between games and even between different encounters with the same Pokemon, creating a complex web of possibilities that dedicated hunters learn to navigate through careful research and community knowledge sharing. Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness introduced Shadow Pokemon, creatures whose hearts had been artificially closed, and with them came unique, shiny mechanics that operate differently from any other games in the series. Shadow Pokemon can be shiny, but their corrupted state masks their true coloration behind a dark aura that obscures their natural beauty. Only after purification, through acts of kindness and battle experience, does their shiny status become visible, creating moments of revelation where what appeared ordinary transforms into something magnificent. The process of purification becomes more meaningful when applied to shiny shadow Pokemon, as trainers work not just to heal a creature's spirit, but to unveil hidden beauty that was always present beneath the artificial darkness. The mathematics underlying shiny determination involves concepts that would challenge even advanced statisticians, yet they operate invisibly behind every wild encounter. Each Pokemon possesses what's known as a personality value, a massive number that determines not just shiny status, but also gender, ability, nature, and even which spinda pattern appears. This single value, generated through complex algorithms, creates the illusion of randomness while actually following precise mathematical rules. The personality value interacts with trainer identification numbers through bitwise operations, comparing specific portions of these large numbers to determine whether the magical threshold for shiny status has been crossed. Understanding these operations provides insight into why certain combinations of trainer IDs make some Pokemon more likely to be shiny than others. Regional variations in shiny hunting culture have developed organically within different gaming communities worldwide, each with their own preferred methods and philosophical approaches to the pursuit. Japanese players often favor methodical, long term projects that might span months or years, viewing shiny hunting as a form of digital meditation that rewards patience and consistency. European communities frequently emphasize collaborative efforts, sharing information about optimal routes and timing to maximize efficiency. North American hunters often adopt hybrid approaches, combining multiple methods simultaneously to increase overall encounter rates. These cultural differences reflect broader attitudes toward gaming and achievement, yet all share the common thread of dedication to witnessing something rare and beautiful. The phenomenon of shiny clustering, where multiple shiny Pokémon appear within short time periods, challenges our understanding of true randomness in digital systems. While each encounter should theoretically be independent, players regularly report experiences where finding one shiny Pokémon seems to increase the likelihood of finding another soon afterward. This clustering might result from subtle patterns in random number generation that create temporary conditions favorable to shiny encounters, or it could represent confirmation bias, where players become more attentive to rare occurrences after witnessing one. Regardless of the underlying cause, these clusters create some of the most memorable moments in shiny hunting, where fortune appears to smile repeatedly upon dedicated trainers. The psychological impact of extended shiny hunting sessions reveals fascinating insights into human persistence and reward processing. The anticipation before each encounter triggers subtle releases of neurotransmitters that create a mild addictive quality to the search, while the eventual discovery of a shiny Pokémon produces intense satisfaction that reinforces the hunting behavior. This neurological response explains why many trainers find shiny hunting deeply relaxing despite its repetitive nature, as the brain interprets the systematic search as a form of productive meditation. The rhythmic nature of encounters, combined with the constant possibility of extraordinary discovery, creates an ideal environment for entering flow states where hours pass unnoticed. Competitive battling adds another dimension to shiny collecting, as these rare variants become status symbols that demonstrate both dedication and aesthetic appreciation. However, the pursuit of perfect shiny Pokémon for competitive use represents one of the most challenging aspects of the hobby, requiring not just the rare coloration, but also optimal individual values, beneficial natures, and sometimes specific hidden abilities. This intersection of beauty and functionality creates some of the most prized Pokémon in existence, creatures that excel both in battle and in their visual appeal. The time investment required to obtain such specimens can measure in hundreds of hours, making each successful acquisition a monument to perseverance. The technical evolution of shiny mechanics across console generations reflects broader advances in gaming technology and design philosophy. Early games relied on simple mathematical comparisons that could be manipulated through careful timing and positioning, while modern entries employ sophisticated algorithms that resist most traditional manipulation methods. However, this increased complexity has also enabled more nuanced approaches to shiny hunting, with features like chain fishing, DexNav encounters, and ultra wormhole travel providing structured methods for increasing encounter rates. Each new generation introduces fresh mechanics while maintaining the core appeal of discovering something unexpectedly beautiful in the digital wilderness. The preservation of shiny Pokémon across different storage systems and generational transfers requires understanding compatibility requirements and transfer limitations that can affect these precious creatures. Certain shiny Pokémon from older games cannot be transferred to newer entries due to ability changes or move pool modifications, making them permanently locked to their original systems. This creates a form of digital archaeology where older shiny specimens become increasingly valuable as their original games age and hardware becomes scarce. Collectors who understand these limitations often maintain multiple storage solutions across different generations, ensuring their discoveries remain accessible regardless of technological changes. The community aspect of shiny hunting extends far beyond individual achievement, fostering connections between trainers who share the common experience of dedicated searching. Online communities have developed elaborate systems for sharing encounters, celebrating discoveries, and providing support during lengthy hunting sessions. These networks create a sense of shared purpose that transforms solitary grinding into a collective endeavor where each member's success contributes to the community's overall joy. The culture of shiny hunting emphasizes patience, perseverance, and mutual support, values that extend beyond gaming into real world relationships and personal development. The psychological mechanisms underlying successful shiny hunting reveal fascinating insights into human motivation and reward processing. The intermittent reinforcement schedule created by random encounters triggers the same neurological pathways associated with meditation and flow states, where time seems to suspend and the mind enters a deeply focused yet relaxed condition. This phenomenon explains why many hunters report feeling refreshed rather than exhausted after lengthy sessions, as the repetitive nature of encounters creates a form of active meditation that reduces stress and promotes mental clarity. The anticipation of discovery releases measured amounts of dopamine that sustain motivation without creating overwhelming excitement, maintaining the perfect balance for extended concentration periods. Research into gaming psychology has identified shiny hunting as a prime example of intrinsically motivated behavior where the activity itself provides sufficient reward to sustain engagement without external pressures or deadlines. The cultural significance of shiny Pokémon varies dramatically across different regions and gaming communities, creating rich tapestries of local tradition and preference. Japanese collectors often emphasize the concept of mono no aware, finding beauty in the fleeting nature of random encounters and the impermanence of each hunting session. European communities frequently develop methodical approaches that reflect regional preferences for systematic exploration and documentation. North American hunters often embrace the competitive aspects of shiny collecting, creating leaderboards and achievement systems that gamify the experience. These cultural variations demonstrate how the same core mechanics can generate entirely different community experiences based on local values and social structures. The universal appeal of shiny Pokémon transcends these regional differences, creating a shared language of appreciation that connects trainers across continents and cultures. Hidden within the programming of various Pokemon games lie numerous Easter eggs and developer acknowledgments related to shiny mechanics that remain undiscovered by most players. Certain encounter rates fluctuate based on calendar dates, honoring developer birthdays or significant company milestones with slightly increased shiny probabilities. Some locations feature imperceptible audio cues that subtly change when shiny Pokemon are present in the area, requiring exceptional attention to notice these minute variations. The internal naming conventions for shiny variants often reference historical figures, mythological creatures, or inside jokes among development teams, creating layers of meaning that extend far beyond surface appearances. Debug data reveals that several unreleased shiny variants exist within game files, complete with alternate colorations that never reached public release due to design changes or technical limitations. The intersection of shiny hunting with speedrunning communities has generated innovative techniques that blur the lines between casual collection and competitive gaming. Speedrun categories dedicated to obtaining specific shiny Pokemon have established new benchmarks for efficiency and skill, where hunters must balance speed with probability management. These competitions have revealed optimal routing strategies that minimize travel time while maximizing encounter opportunities, creating mathematical frameworks that benefit both speedrunners and casual collectors. The precision required for competitive shiny hunting has led to the development of frame perfect timing techniques that can influence random number generation in subtle but measurable ways. These advanced methods represent the cutting edge of shiny hunting knowledge, accessible only to those willing to invest considerable time in understanding the underlying mathematical principles. Environmental storytelling through shiny Pokemon placements reveals intentional design decisions that enhance narrative immersion in ways most players never consciously recognize. Certain shiny variants appear more frequently in locations that complement their alternate colorations, suggesting deliberate programming choices that reward observant trainers with thematically appropriate discoveries. The seasonal availability of specific shiny Pokemon often aligns with real world ecological patterns, creating subtle connections between virtual environments and natural cycles. Weather effects can influence shiny encounter rates in ways that mirror how environmental conditions affect animal behavior in nature. These design elements demonstrate the sophisticated attention to detail that elevates Pokemon games beyond simple collection mechanics into immersive ecosystem simulations. The technical challenges involved in maintaining shiny authenticity across different game versions and platforms require sophisticated verification systems that operate largely invisible to end users. Each shiny Pokemon carries encrypted data signatures that prevent duplication and ensure legitimate origins, protecting the integrity of collections and competitive play. These security measures have evolved alongside hacking techniques, creating an ongoing technological arms race between preservation efforts and exploitation attempts. The complexity of modern verification systems means that even legitimate shiny Pokemon can occasionally fail authentication checks due to minor data corruption or transfer anomalies. Understanding these technical limitations helps collectors make informed decisions about storage methods and transfer procedures that minimize the risk of losing precious discoveries. Behavioral studies of Pokemon species reveal that shiny variants sometimes exhibit subtle animation differences that distinguish them beyond mere coloration changes. Certain shiny Pokemon display unique idle animations, altered movement patterns, or modified sound effects that occur so rarely they remain unnoticed by casual observers. These behavioral variations suggest that shiny genetics affect more than surface appearance, potentially influencing personality traits and individual characteristics in ways that mirror real world genetic diversity. The programming effort required to implement these subtle differences demonstrates the development team's commitment to making each shiny encounter feel genuinely special and unique. Documenting these behavioral differences has become a specialized area of study within the collector community, requiring thousands of hours of observation to catalog comprehensively. The philosophical implications of shiny hunting extend into questions about value, beauty, and the nature of digital ownership that resonate far beyond gaming contexts. The arbitrary nature of shiny coloration challenges conventional notions of improvement and superiority, as these variants offer no functional advantages, yet command tremendous respect and desire. This phenomenon illustrates how aesthetic appreciation can create value independent of practical utility, reflecting broader human tendencies to prize beauty for its own sake. The temporary nature of digital possessions raises questions about permanence and legacy that become particularly poignant when considering the hundreds of hours invested in obtaining rare specimens. These philosophical dimensions add depth to the shiny hunting experience, transforming simple collection into contemplation of deeper human values and motivations. Advanced mathematical models for predicting shiny encounters have revealed probability distributions that behave in counterintuitive ways under specific conditions. Chain hunting mechanics create statistical clustering effects where successful encounters become more likely after extended unsuccessful periods, contradicting simple random probability models. The influence of multiple simultaneous probability modifiers can create compound effects that dramatically alter expected encounter rates in ways that require sophisticated calculations to predict accurately. These mathematical complexities mean that optimal hunting strategies often defy intuitive approaches, rewarding those who understand the underlying statistical principles with significantly improved success rates. Regional breeding programs across different game versions create fascinating genetic inheritance patterns that affect shiny probability transmission in ways that vary subtly between geographic releases. The Masuda method's effectiveness fluctuates depending on the specific language combinations involved, with certain pairings producing marginally better results due to how the random number generation algorithms process different character encoding systems. Japanese versions often serve as particularly effective breeding partners, not merely due to language differences, but because of subtle variations in how the game's internal clock systems interact with probability calculations during specific time periods. These regional variations create opportunities for dedicated breeders who maintain multiple game versions from different countries, allowing them to optimize their breeding setups through careful partner selection and timing coordination. The acoustic properties of shiny encounter sounds have been analyzed using advanced audio processing techniques, revealing that these distinctive chimes contain frequency patterns specifically designed to trigger positive emotional responses in human listeners. The sound design incorporates elements from music therapy research, utilizing specific harmonic intervals and rhythmic patterns that naturally create feelings of accomplishment and joy. Spectral analysis shows that shiny encounter sounds occupy frequency ranges that remain clearly audible even when game volume is reduced, ensuring that these special moments are never missed due to audio settings. The psychological impact of these carefully crafted audio cues extends beyond the immediate encounter, creating lasting positive associations that reinforce the rewarding nature of shiny hunting activities. Competitive battling communities have developed intricate rating systems for evaluating shiny Pokémon that extend far beyond simple rarity considerations. The concept of shiny viability encompasses factors including competitive movesets, optimal nature combinations, and the aesthetic appeal of specific color schemes when displayed in battle environments. Certain shiny variants gain particular prestige in competitive circles due to their visual impact during tournament broadcasts, where distinctive coloration can make battles more engaging for spectators. The intersection of competitive performance and aesthetic appeal creates unique market dynamics where functionally identical Pokemon can have vastly different perceived values based solely on their visual characteristics. Environmental storytelling through shiny Pokemon placements in various game locations suggests deliberate narrative choices by development teams. Shiny encounters in specific areas often correlate with important plot points or emotional moments in the game's story, creating subtle connections between player achievement and narrative progression. The placement of certain shiny exclusive encounters in areas associated with legendary Pokemon or significant story events implies that these rare variants serve as rewards for exploration and dedication that extend beyond simple collection mechanics. This environmental integration demonstrates how shiny Pokemon function as narrative devices that enhance storytelling through player driven discovery rather than explicit exposition. The cultural significance of specific shiny colorations varies dramatically across different global gaming communities, reflecting local aesthetic preferences and cultural associations with particular colors. Shiny variants featuring colors considered lucky or auspicious in certain cultures command premium attention in those regions, while colorations associated with negative symbolism may be less desired despite their identical rarity. These cultural variations create fascinating regional markets where the same shiny Pokemon might be highly sought after in one area while receiving minimal interest in another, demonstrating how cultural context influences perceived value in digital collecting. Preservation efforts for maintaining shiny Pokemon across multiple generations of hardware have led to the development of specialized storage solutions that account for the unique data structures required to maintain their special status. The transfer process between different game systems requires careful handling of metadata that defines shiny characteristics, as certain transfer methods can inadvertently corrupt or lose the specific bit patterns that identify these rare variants. Advanced collectors maintain detailed backup procedures that involve multiple storage methods and verification systems to ensure their collections remain intact across technological transitions and hardware failures. The emergence of shiny Pokémon as social currency within online communities has created complex trading economies where reputation, trust, and relationship building play crucial roles in facilitating exchanges. Long term trading relationships often develop between collectors who specialize in different hunting methods or focus on particular species groups, creating networks of mutual support and resource sharing. These social connections frequently extend beyond simple trading into collaborative hunting efforts, shared research projects, and community building activities that transform individual collecting into group experiences with lasting friendships and partnerships. Seasonal variations in shiny encounter rates have been documented across multiple game titles, suggesting that certain time periods may offer improved hunting conditions due to underlying system factors. Holiday events and special occasions often coincide with temporary modifications to encounter algorithms, creating windows of opportunity for dedicated hunters who monitor these patterns carefully. The correlation between real world calendar events and in game probability fluctuations indicates sophisticated programming systems that adjust game mechanics based on external factors, adding temporal strategy elements to long term hunting campaigns. The artistic evolution of shiny designs across different generations reflects changing aesthetic philosophies and technological capabilities within the development process. Early shiny variants often featured simple palette swaps or high contrast color schemes due to technical limitations, while later generations showcase more sophisticated color theory applications and subtle gradient effects. The progression from purely functional differentiation to artistically inspired design choices demonstrates how the concept of shiny Pokémon has evolved from a simple programming feature into a deliberate artistic expression that enhances the visual appeal of the entire franchise. Psychological studies of shiny hunting behavior reveal patterns that mirror other forms of collection psychology, including elements of delayed gratification, goal setting behavior, and achievement motivation that extend far beyond gaming contexts. The extended time investment required for successful shiny hunting creates opportunities for developing patience, persistence, and systematic thinking skills that transfer to other areas of life. The random nature of encounters combined with eventual success creates reinforcement patterns that can positively influence approach to other challenging long-term projects and goals. The technical architecture underlying shiny determination systems demonstrates elegant programming solutions that balance computational efficiency with perceived randomness and fairness. The algorithms responsible for generating shiny encounters must operate within strict performance constraints while maintaining statistical properties that feel genuinely random to players over extended periods. These systems incorporate multiple layers of pseudo randomness and seed rotation mechanisms that prevent predictable patterns while ensuring that dedicated effort eventually yields rewards, creating a carefully calibrated balance between challenge and achievement that maintains long term player engagement through thoughtful mathematical design. Regional habitat preferences among shiny Pokémon collectors reveal fascinating patterns that reflect both practical considerations and aesthetic sensibilities developed through countless hours of dedicated observation. Certain in-game environments develop reputations as particularly conducive to successful hunting sessions, not merely due to species availability, but because of atmospheric qualities that enhance the meditative aspects of the searching process. Coastal areas with their rhythmic wave, sounds, and consistent visual patterns create natural focal points for extended concentration, while forested regions offer the gentle rustling of leaves and dappled lighting effects that many hunters find conducive to maintaining alert relaxation during lengthy encounters. The psychological comfort derived from familiar hunting grounds often proves as important as the mathematical probability advantages, as hunters develop personal connections to specific locations that enhance their overall experience and success rates through improved focus and reduced anxiety. The intricate relationships between shiny hunting and completionist gaming philosophies demonstrate how these activities serve multiple motivational frameworks simultaneously. Beyond the immediate gratification of discovering rare variants, many hunters find deep satisfaction in the systematic documentation and categorization processes that accompany their collections. The creation of detailed spreadsheets tracking encounter numbers, location data, time investments, and success patterns transforms random searching into structured research projects that appeal to analytical minds seeking order within chaotic systems. These documentation practices often evolve into sophisticated personal databases that serve as both practical tools and nostalgic records of memorable discoveries, creating lasting value that extends far beyond the initial excitement of each individual capture. Breeding mechanics for shiny production represent some of the most mathematically elegant systems within the entire franchise, incorporating principles of genetic probability that mirror real-world inheritance patterns while maintaining accessibility for players without advanced mathematical backgrounds. The Masuda Method's effectiveness stems from carefully calibrated algorithms that reward international cooperation and trading activities, encouraging global player interaction while providing tangible benefits for those willing to invest in cross-regional partnerships. The gradual refinement of breeding mechanics across different generations reflects ongoing efforts to balance accessibility with achievement value, ensuring that dedicated effort receives appropriate recognition while preventing the process from becoming so streamlined that it loses its sense of accomplishment and rarity. Temperature and weather effects within game environments create subtle but measurable influences on player psychology during extended hunting sessions, with many experienced collectors developing preferences for specific atmospheric conditions that align with their personal comfort zones. Snowy routes, with their muffled audio landscapes and simplified visual palettes, often provide ideal conditions for maintaining focus during repetitive encounter chains, while sunny grassland areas offer bright, cheerful environments that help sustain positive mood during potentially frustrating periods of extended searching. The correlation between environmental aesthetics and hunting success rates suggests that player comfort and mental state significantly impact performance in activities requiring sustained attention and patience over extended periods. The evolution of shiny hunting tools and applications demonstrates remarkable community innovation in developing solutions for common challenges faced by dedicated collectors. Fan created probability calculators, encounter tracking applications, and statistical analysis tools provide sophisticated support systems that transform individual hunting experiences into data driven optimization projects. These community developed resources often surpass official game features in terms of functionality and user friendliness, reflecting the deep technical expertise that emerges within passionate collector communities over time. The collaborative development and sharing of these tools creates additional social bonds among hunters while advancing the overall sophistication of hunting practices across the entire community. Seasonal migration patterns observed in certain shiny hunting communities reflect both practical considerations related to game content cycles and deeper psychological needs for variety and renewed motivation. Many long term collectors develop annual rhythms that involve shifting focus between different hunting methods, game titles, or target species based on personal energy levels and external life circumstances. These natural cycles help prevent burnout while maintaining long term engagement with the hobby as hunters learn to recognize their own optimal periods for intensive searching versus more casual collecting activities. The wisdom gained through recognizing and respecting these personal rhythms often proves crucial for sustaining motivation and enjoyment over the multi-year timeframes required for comprehensive collection goals. The acoustic landscapes created by different hunting environments contribute significantly to the meditative qualities that many collectors find essential for successful long-term sessions. The repetitive nature of encounter sounds, combined with ambient environmental audio, creates natural rhythm patterns that can induce focused, trance-like states conducive to maintaining attention without mental strain. Experienced hunters often develop acute sensitivity to subtle audio cues that indicate encounter variations, allowing them to maintain awareness of game events while achieving deep relaxation states that make extended hunting sessions feel effortless rather than tedious. This fusion of active engagement with passive relaxation represents one of the most distinctive aspects of shiny hunting as a recreational activity. Cross-generational trading networks facilitate the preservation and distribution of rare shiny variants across different game systems, creating informal archives that maintain access to discontinued or event-exclusive specimens. These trading relationships often span multiple console generations and involve complex chains of exchanges that can take months or years to complete, requiring high levels of trust and commitment from all participants. The social protocols that govern these long-term trading arrangements reflect sophisticated community standards that prioritize fairness, reliability, and mutual benefit over short-term advantage, creating stable systems that support collecting goals while fostering lasting friendships among participants. The philosophical implications of shiny collecting extend into broader questions about the nature of value, rarity, and personal achievement within virtual environments. The time and effort invested in discovering these variants creates genuine emotional attachments that transcend their purely digital nature, demonstrating how virtual accomplishments can generate authentic satisfaction and pride. The arbitrary nature of shiny coloration highlights how perceived value emerges from scarcity and personal investment rather than inherent utility, offering insights into human psychology and motivation that extend well beyond gaming contexts. Those deeper meanings often emerge gradually for collectors as they reflect on their experiences and the personal growth that accompanies their collecting journeys. Memory formation during successful shiny encounters creates particularly vivid and lasting recollections due to the combination of anticipation, surprise, and achievement that characterizes these moments. The neurochemical responses triggered by unexpected rare discoveries generate strong associative memories that often include detailed environmental context, emotional state, and surrounding circumstances that remained etched in consciousness long after the initial excitement fades. Thus, powerful memory formations contribute to the lasting appeal of shiny hunting by creating a repository of positive experiences that provide ongoing motivation and satisfaction that can be recalled and enjoyed repeatedly over time, transforming brief moments of discovery into permanent sources of happiness and accomplishment. The psychological patterns that emerge from extended shiny hunting sessions reveal fascinating insights into human persistence and reward systems that operate beneath conscious awareness. The intermittent reinforcement schedule inherent in shiny encounters creates powerful conditioning effects that maintain motivation even through extended periods without success, demonstrating the profound impact of unpredictable rewards on behavioral persistence. This conditioning operates through subtle neurochemical pathways that gradually strengthen the association between effort and eventual satisfaction, creating internal reward systems that can sustain engagement for thousands of encounters without diminishing enthusiasm. The meditative quality of repetitive actions, combined with the constant possibility of discovery, generates unique mental states that blend focused attention with relaxed awareness, allowing consciousness to settle into peaceful rhythms while maintaining alertness for significant events. These psychological dynamics explain why many hunters report feeling refreshed and energized after long sessions, despite the repetitive nature of the activity, as the combination of hope, routine, and occasional reward creates deeply satisfying experiences that nourish rather than drain mental resources. Regional folklore within different gaming communities has developed unique traditions and superstitions surrounding shiny discovery that reflect local cultural values and shared experiences. Some communities develop elaborate rituals believed to influence encounter rates, ranging from specific timing patterns to particular button sequences or environmental conditions that members swear by despite lacking statistical validation. These belief systems serve important social functions by creating shared identity markers and conversation topics that strengthen community bonds while adding layers of meaning to the hunting process. The persistence of these traditions demonstrates how human pattern seeking behavior naturally emerges even in random systems, as players find comfort and control through perceived influence over uncertain outcomes. Regional variations in hunting preferences also reflect broader cultural attitudes toward patience, persistence, and achievement, with some communities emphasizing speed and efficiency, while others celebrate dedication and methodical approaches, regardless of time investment. The sensory dimensions of shiny encounters extend beyond visual and auditory elements to include tactile and proprioceptive aspects that contribute to the overall experience. The physical sensation of pressing buttons during encounters, the weight and texture of gaming devices, and the postural adjustments that occur during extended sessions all become integrated into the hunting experience in ways that create rich, multisensory memories. These embodied aspects of shiny hunting contribute to the strong emotional connections players develop with their discoveries by grounding virtual achievements in physical experience and creating holistic memories that engage multiple sensory systems simultaneously. The rhythmic patterns of movement and input that characterize different hunting methods create distinctive physical signatures that experienced hunters can maintain almost unconsciously, allowing their bodies to settle into comfortable, sustainable patterns that support extended engagement without fatigue or discomfort. Intergenerational knowledge transfer within shiny hunting communities preserves valuable techniques and insights while adapting them to new technological contexts and game mechanics. Experienced hunters often serve as informal mentors who share not only practical strategies, but also philosophical approaches to patience, persistence, and enjoyment that help newcomers develop sustainable hunting practices. This knowledge sharing includes subtle aspects of timing, attention management, and emotional regulation that cannot be easily documented but must be experienced and internalized through guided practice. The relationships that form through this mentoring process often extend beyond hunting topics to encompass broader life skills related to goal setting, delayed gratification, and finding satisfaction in process rather than just outcomes. Those intergenerational connections help maintain community continuity while ensuring that valuable accumulated wisdom continues to benefit new generations of hunters. Environmental storytelling through shiny encounters creates implicit narratives that emerge from the intersection of random events with personal circumstances and emotional states. Each discovery occurs within a unique context of location, time, mood, and life situation that becomes permanently associated with that particular specimen, creating rich background stories that add depth and meaning to collections. These contextual narratives often become more significant over time as hunters reflect on the circumstances surrounding their discoveries and recognize patterns or coincidences that seemed meaningful in retrospect. The accumulation of these personal stories transforms collections from simple assemblages of rare variants into chronicles of personal growth, life experiences, and memorable moments that gain emotional weight through their connection to significant discoveries. This narrative dimension explains why many collectors maintain detailed records not just of their specimens, but of the circumstances and feelings associated with each encounter. Technological archaeology within older game systems reveals fascinating insights into the original implementation of shiny mechanics and how they have evolved across different hardware platforms and software generations. Early shiny systems were often constrained by memory limitations and processing power that required elegant mathematical solutions to create apparent randomness within strict computational boundaries. Those technical constraints sometimes created unintended patterns or behaviors that experienced hunters learned to recognize and exploit, leading to discoveries of obscure mechanics that were never officially documented but became part of community knowledge. The study of these historical implementations provides glimpse into the creative problem solving approaches that early developers used to create engaging random systems within severe technical limitations, demonstrating how constraints often foster innovation and elegant solutions that might not emerge in less restrictive environments. Seasonal and temporal patterns in hunting behavior reflect both practical considerations and psychological factors that influence when and how players engage with shiny hunting activities. Many hunters report preferences for specific times of day, weather conditions, or seasonal periods that feel most conducive to successful encounters, even though these factors have no mechanical impact on actual rates. These temporal preferences often align with personal energy cycles, emotional states, and environmental conditions that support the relaxed, patient mindset that enhances hunting enjoyment. The ritualistic aspects of timing preferences create structure and meaning that help hunters maintain consistent engagement while building anticipation and creating optimal mental conditions for appreciating discoveries when they occur. Understanding these temporal dynamics helps explain why some hunters achieve better results during their preferred periods, not due to mechanical advantages, but because of improved focus, patience, and emotional receptivity. Preservation efforts within the community focus on maintaining access to rare variants and hunting opportunities as game systems age and become obsolete. These conservation initiatives involve complex technical challenges related to hardware maintenance, software preservation, and data transfer across incompatible systems that require specialized knowledge and equipment. Community members often specialize in particular aspects of preservation, from hardware repair and modification to software emulation and data recovery, creating networks of expertise that ensure continued access to historical hunting opportunities. The dedication required for these preservation efforts reflects the deep value that community members place on maintaining their collecting heritage and ensuring that future generations can experience the full range of hunting opportunities that have developed over decades of game evolution. These efforts often involve significant personal investment in time, money, and specialized learning that demonstrates the profound commitment that characterizes serious collectors. The aesthetic philosophy underlying shiny appreciation encompasses complex relationships between color theory, personal preference, and cultural associations that influence how different variants are perceived and valued. Some shiny colorations achieve widespread appreciation due to harmonious color relationships or striking contrasts that create visually pleasing combinations, while others develop cult followings among collectors who appreciate subtle variations or unconventional aesthetic choices. The subjective nature of aesthetic appreciation means that every shiny variant has potential admirers who connect with its particular color palette, design elements, or symbolic associations. This diversity of aesthetic preferences prevents any single variant from achieving universal appeal while ensuring that all specimens have potential value within the broader collecting community. The ongoing discussions about aesthetic merit that occur within collecting circles help refine community understanding of design principles while celebrating the full spectrum of creative expression represented across all shiny variants. Cross cultural exchange within global hunting communities facilitates the sharing of techniques, perspectives, and specimens across linguistic and geographical boundaries that might otherwise limit interaction. These international connections often begin through trading relationships, but frequently develop into lasting friendships that transcend their original gaming context. The universal appeal of shiny collecting creates common ground that enables meaningful communication and cooperation despite differences in language, culture, and gaming preferences. These cross cultural relationships often introduce hunters to different approaches, philosophies, and techniques that enrich their own hunting practices while contributing to the global evolution of community knowledge and standards. The friendships that emerge from these exchanges demonstrate how shared interests can create genuine human connections that bridge cultural divides and create lasting bonds based on mutual respect and common passion. The intricate process of shiny value assessment involves a multifaceted consideration of rarity, aesthetic appeal, historical significance, and market demand, all influencing a specimen's perceived worth within the collecting community. Rarity is often quantified by the base odds of encountering a shiny Pokémon, which varies significantly depending on the game generation, hunting method employed, and any in game mechanics that modify these probabilities, such as the shiny charm or specific breeding techniques. However, numerical rarity alone does not dictate value. A visually appealing shiny with a relatively higher encounter rate might still fetch a greater price or generate more enthusiasm than an objectively rarer but aesthetically less desirable counterpart. Aesthetic appeal, as previously discussed, remains highly subjective, yet certain traits, like a striking color palette, a noticeable departure from the original design, or a thematic connection to the Pokemon's lore, often elevate a shiny's desirability across a broader spectrum of collectors. Historical significance can also play a pivotal role, particularly for shinies obtained through specific limited time events, highly publicized challenges, or those with documented provenance from notable hunters or collections. These factors imbue a shiny with a narrative that transcends its digital form, linking it to moments in the community's history. Finally, market demand, influenced by trends, competitive viability in battles, or even media appearances, can significantly impact a shiny's value, sometimes creating temporary surges or declines in interest. This dynamic interplay of factors makes shiny valuation a complex and continuously evolving art, rather than an exact science, often leading to spirited debates and differing opinions within collecting circles. The social dynamics within shiny hunting communities are incredibly rich and complex, mirroring many aspects of offline social structures. These communities provide spaces for shared experiences, mutual support, competition, and the development of hierarchies based on skill, knowledge, and collection size. Novice hunters often look to experienced veterans for advice, strategies, and moral support during protracted hunts, fostering a mentorship dynamic that strengthens community bonds. The sharing of hunting tips, optimal routes, breeding strategies, and even specific game glitches that facilitate shiny encounters is commonplace, reflecting a collective desire to advance the art of hunting. Competition, while present, is often framed constructively, with hunters vying to be the first to find a newly released shiny or to complete a challenging living shiny dex, which involves collecting every shiny variant of every Pokemon within a single game or generation. This competitive drive often pushes the boundaries of hunting techniques and engenders a spirit of innovation. Beyond hunting itself, these communities serve as platforms for artistic expression, with members creating fan art, videos, and even written narratives inspired by their shiny finds. They also host charitable events, pooling resources, or undertaking collective shiny hunts to raise awareness or funds for various causes, showcasing the philanthropic potential of shared gaming interests. The emotional investment in these communities is substantial, offering members a sense of belonging, achievement, and validation that extends beyond the digital realm, impacting their overall well being. The psychological aspects of shiny hunting delve into fascinating areas of human behavior, touching upon concepts like operant conditioning, delayed gratification, and the pursuit of mastery. The intermittent reinforcement schedule inherent in shiny hunting, where rewards are unpredictable but highly desirable, is a powerful motivator, encouraging persistent effort despite long stretches without success. This mirrors classic psychological experiments that demonstrate the compelling nature of variable ratio reinforcement. The one more encounter phenomenon, where hunters feel compelled to continue just a little longer in the hopes of striking gold, is a testament to this powerful psychological principle. Delayed gratification is another core component. Hunters often spend hundreds, if not thousands, of hours without immediate reward, patiently working towards a long term goal. The eventual payoff, the appearance of a shiny, triggers a significant dopamine release, reinforcing the behavior and cementing the positive association with the hunting process itself. This intense feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment is often amplified by the knowledge of the effort invested. Furthermore, the meticulous planning, strategic thinking, and refinement of techniques required for efficient, shiny hunting tap into a fundamental human desire for mastery. Hunters continuously seek to optimize their methods, learn new tricks, and push their limits, deriving deep satisfaction from the improvement of their skills. The pursuit of rare and unique items also resonates with evolutionary psychology, where the acquisition of scarce resources confers status and enhances perceived value. In the context of shiny hunting, a rare shiny becomes a badge of honor, a symbol of dedication and perseverance within the community. These psychological underpinnings explain why hunting can be so profoundly engaging and at times almost addictive, providing a sustained source of challenge and reward. The evolution of shiny hunting methodologies across different game generations reveals a fascinating interplay between game design, player ingenuity, and technological advancements. In the earliest generations, shiny encounters were purely random and exceedingly rare, often discovered by accident rather than through deliberate pursuit. The absence of in game mechanics to influence shiny odds meant that finding one was a monumental stroke of luck, making early shinies particularly coveted. With subsequent generations, game developers began introducing subtle mechanics that players eventually exploited or optimized. The Masuda Method, for instance, which increases the odds of hatching a shiny Pokémon from eggs when two Pokémon from different real-world language games are bred, emerged as a foundational strategy. This method encouraged international trading and breeding networks, adding a layer of social interaction to the hunt. The introduction of the shiny charm in later generations, an in game item that permanently boosts shiny encounter rates, was a direct acknowledgement from developers of the community's dedication to hunting, providing a tangible reward for completing the regional Pokedex. Other methods, such as chain fishing, the DexNav in Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire, SOS chaining in Sun and Moon, and the mass outbreak mechanics in Legends, Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, each brought unique strategic elements and required different skill sets. Some methods involve careful counting, others precise timing, and still others require environmental manipulation or specific battle strategies. The continuous innovation in game design has kept shiny hunting fresh and challenging, forcing hunters to adapt and learn new techniques with each new release, ensuring that the pursuit remains a dynamic and engaging activity across decades of Pokemon history. The ethical considerations surrounding shiny hunting sometimes spark debate within the community, particularly concerning the use of exploits, glitches, or external tools. The line between legitimate strategic play and cheating can be blurry and is often a matter of personal philosophy or community consensus. For example, the use of in game glitches that unintentionally make shiny hunting easier is often tolerated, especially if they are difficult to perform and require significant skill, becoming a sort of advanced technique in themselves. However, the use of external devices or software that directly alter game code or simulate button presses to automate hunting is generally frowned upon by purists, as it removes the element of skill, effort, and chance that is central to the hunting experience. RNG manipulation, a technique that involves understanding and exploiting the game's random number generator to predict and force shiny encounters, is another area of contention. While it requires deep technical understanding and precise execution, some argue it undermines the randomness that defines a true shiny hunt. The debate often revolves around the definition of authenticity and the value placed on the journey versus merely the destination. Most collectors agree that shinies obtained through legitimate gameplay, regardless of the method, hold greater intrinsic value than those generated artificially, reflecting the integrity of the collector and the purity of the collection. These ongoing discussions help to establish and reinforce the unwritten rules and moral codes that govern the shiny hunting community, ensuring that the pursuit remains a respected and honorable endeavor. The subculture of shiny photography has blossomed alongside the rise of digital sharing platforms, transforming the act of finding a shiny into a moment of artistic expression. Hunters not only seek out rare specimens, but also strive to capture their discoveries in aesthetically pleasing and often creative ways. This can range from carefully staged in game screenshots utilizing specific lighting, environments, and camera angles to accentuate the shiny's unique coloration, to elaborate photo edits that enhance the visual appeal. Some hunters specialize in capturing glamorous shots, posing their shiny Pokémon in scenic locations or alongside complementary elements within the game world. Others prefer action shots, documenting the moment the shiny first appears in battle or in the wild, often accompanied by the characteristic sparkling animation. The community shares these photographs widely, celebrating each other's finds and appreciating the artistry involved in the presentation. There are even informal competitions for the best shiny photograph, judged on criteria such as composition, lighting, uniqueness of the background, and the overall impact of the image. This photographic aspect adds another layer of engagement to the hobby, encouraging hunters to develop their creative and artistic skills beyond just the hunt itself. It also allows for the preservation of these digital treasures in a visually compelling format, ensuring that the excitement of the discovery can be relived and shared long after the initial encounter. The development of in game camera features in recent Pokemon titles has further fueled this trend, making it easier for players to capture high quality images of their prized catches, integrating photography directly into the core gameplay experience. The economic impact of shiny Pokemon, while largely informal and community driven, is a fascinating area of study, demonstrating how perceived value and rarity can translate into real world transactions. While game developers generally discourage or outright prohibit the sale of in game items for real money, a robust secondary market exists, primarily through online forums, dedicated communities, and trading platforms. The value of a shiny Pokemon can fluctuate wildly based on its rarity, competitive viability, aesthetic appeal, and current market demand. Shinies of legendary or mythical Pokemon, especially those caught through legitimate means, often command the highest prices due to their extreme rarity and high demand. Event exclusive shiny distributions, which are often limited in number and available for only a short period, also hold significant value. The original trainer status, meaning the person who legitimately caught or bred the shiny, can also add to its prestige and value, as it signifies provenance and authenticity. This informal economy, despite its inherent risks and lack of official regulation, highlights the deep desire among collectors to acquire specific specimens that might be beyond their own hunting capabilities or time constraints. It also reflects the substantial investment of time and effort that goes into acquiring some of these digital treasures, where the price often reflects the hours of dedication rather than just the pixel data. This underground market, though unofficial, demonstrates the tangible value placed on these rare digital assets and the passion that drives collectors to complete their ultimate dream collections, often overcoming significant barriers to do so. The concept of a shiny Pokemon extends far beyond just an alternate color palette. It embodies a narrative of perseverance, a testament to statistical probability, and a vibrant cultural phenomenon within the vast world of Pokemon. Each shiny encounter is a story in itself, a tale of countless resets, endless egg cycles, or relentless wild encounters that culminate in that singular moment of discovery. The sheer unpredictability of the shiny hunt is part of its allure, a thrilling gamble where the odds are stacked against the hunter, yet the potential reward is so deeply satisfying. Consider the various methods employed by shiny hunters, each with its own rhythm and ritual. The Masuda Method, for instance, a technique involving breeding two Pokemon from different real-world language regions, significantly boosts the odds of hatching a shiny egg. This method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, who implemented the mechanic, reduces the shiny rate from the standard 1 in 4096 to approximately 1 in 683 in many recent generations, and even lower to around 1 in 512 with the shiny charm. The process involves meticulously collecting eggs from a Pokemon daycare bicycling, or running around until they hatch, and then repeating the cycle, often for hundreds or even thousands of eggs. This can be a deeply meditative process, a repetitive action that allows the mind to wander while the eyes remain alert for that telltale sparkle of a newly hatched Pokemon. The anticipation builds with each egg, and the moment a shiny emerges from its shell is a wave of pure relief and exhilaration, a reward for the quiet dedication. Then there's the art of soft resetting, a technique primarily used for static encounters, such as legendary Pokemon or for starter Pokemon at the beginning of a new game. This involves initiating an encounter, checking if the Pokemon is shiny, and if not, performing a soft reset of the game, usually by pressing a combination of buttons like L, R, Select, and Start simultaneously on older handhelds, or simply closing and reopening the game on newer consoles to restart the encounter. This method can be incredibly time consuming, as some legendary Pokemon have a full odds shiny rate, meaning hunters might reset thousands of times before seeing their elusive target in its alternate coloration. The patience required for soft resetting is immense, a test of will and determination, often accompanied by background noise or other activities to pass the time during the repetitive loading screens and encounter animations. The moment the shiny finally appears, it's often met with a gasp, a surge of adrenaline, and a careful save of the game, ensuring that the hard-won prize is secured. Chain fishing, introduced in Generation 6, offered a different, more relaxed approach to shiny hunting. By repeatedly reeling in Pokemon from the same fishing spot without moving or failing to hook a Pokemon, players could increase their chances of encountering a shiny. The longer the chain, the higher the odds, up to a certain point. This method was relatively straightforward and less demanding than others, making it a popular choice for many hunters due to its comparatively faster results and lower mental strain. The gentle bobbing of the fishing rod, the splash of the water, and the rhythmic encounters created a soothing, almost hypnotic experience, punctuated by the excitement of a shiny reveal. The introduction of the shiny charm in Generation V revolutionized shiny hunting by providing a permanent boost to shiny odds. This coveted item, obtained after completing the National Pokédex, meaning catching or registering all available Pokémon in a given game, significantly reduces the shiny rate across most hunting methods. For many, the shiny charm becomes a primary goal after completing the main story, a testament to their dedication to the Pokemon world and a desire to enhance their shiny hunting endeavors. The presence of the shiny charm transforms the odds from daunting to merely challenging, making the prospect of finding a shiny feel more attainable and less like an impossible dream. Beyond these established methods, various games have introduced unique mechanics that influence shiny rates. For instance, in Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and in Let's Go, Eevee, catch combos play a crucial role. By catching the same species of Pokemon consecutively, players can increase their chances of encountering a shiny of that species, along with improved IVs and candy drops. This encourages a focused, almost meditative act of repeatedly catching the same Pokemon, creating a rhythm of capture and observation. The visual representation of the catch combo count rising on the screen provides a tangible sense of progress, fueling the hunt and building anticipation for the eventual shiny appearance. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, Encounters with wild Pokemon can also be influenced by the number of times a trainer has battled that specific species. While not a direct shiny odds booster in the same way as a catch combo, battling a high number of a particular Pokemon can slightly increase the chances of a shiny appearing. This subtle mechanic encourages players to engage with the wild areas and consistently battle, even if they aren't actively seeking a shiny at that moment, passively contributing to future shiny encounters. The phenomenon of shiny locks is another intriguing aspect of shiny lore. Certain Pokemon are deliberately programmed by the developers to never appear as shiny, regardless of the method used. This usually applies to specific legendary or mythical Pokemon, particularly those encountered in story critical moments or distributed through special events where their unique nature is emphasized. For a long time, many legendary Pokemon encountered in the main story were shiny locked, preventing players from soft resetting for a shiny version of them. This creates a sense of exclusivity and a distinct challenge for collectors, as these particular Pokemon can only be obtained in their standard colors. However, some shiny locks are eventually lifted in subsequent games or events, creating new opportunities for hunters to acquire previously unobtainable shiny forms, adding an element of surprise and renewed excitement to the collecting landscape. The aesthetic appeal of shiny Pokemon is subjective, yet some designs are universally adored. The black Charizard, with its fiery orange wings and sleek, intimidating presence, is arguably one of the most iconic and sought after shiny forms, a stark contrast to its original orange coloration. The pink Vaporeon offers a delicate and ethereal beauty, transforming the aquatic Pokemon into something even more serene. The golden Magikarp, a humble fish that evolves into the fearsome red Gyarados, holds a special place in the hearts of many, not just for its rarity, but also for its significance as one of the first shinies widely encountered through the Lake of Rage event in Generation 2. These striking color changes elevate the Pokemon beyond mere palette swaps, giving them a unique identity and an enhanced visual flair that resonates deeply with players. The community surrounding shiny Pokemon is a vibrant and supportive one, with forums, social media groups, and streaming platforms dedicated to sharing discoveries, offering advice, and celebrating successes. Hunters often share stories of their longest hunts, their most unexpected finds, and the emotional roller coaster that comes with dedicated shiny hunting. There's a strong sense of camaraderie among hunters, a shared understanding of the effort and patience required, and a collective joy in each other's achievements. This communal aspect transforms a solitary pursuit into a shared experience, fostering connections and building friendships among enthusiasts from around the globe. The impact of shiny Pokemon on competitive play is also worth noting. While a shiny Pokemon is statistically identical to its regular counterpart in terms of base stats and abilities, its presence on a competitive team often carries a psychological advantage. A shiny Pokemon on the battlefield signals a player's dedication, their investment of time, and their mastery of the game's mechanics. It's a statement piece, a flex that can subtly intimidate opponents or simply bring a sense of personal pride to the trainer. While not directly influencing battle outcomes, the aesthetic appeal and rarity of a shiny can certainly boost a player's confidence and enjoyment, adding another layer of depth to the strategic battles. The concept of a living shiny Pokédex, where a trainer aims to collect every single shiny form of every Pokémon, is the ultimate goal for the most dedicated collectors. This monumental undertaking requires an unparalleled level of commitment, patience, and often a touch of madness. It involves navigating multiple game generations, utilizing diverse hunting methods, and often trading with other collectors to acquire region locked or event exclusive shinies. The pursuit of a living shiny Pokédex is a lifelong journey for many, a testament to their enduring passion for the Pokémon franchise and their unwavering dedication to collecting every vibrant variation. Even the process of transferring shiny Pokemon across different game generations, often involving complex systems like Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Home, adds another layer of intricate lore. Ensuring the safe passage of these prized digital companions from older handheld systems to newer consoles requires careful navigation of digital ecosystems, preserving their journey through the Pokemon universe. This process is a testament to the enduring nature of these digital treasures, transcending individual game cartridges and consoles, allowing them to accompany trainers on new adventures for years to come. The mere existence of shiny Pokemon adds a profound depth to the world, transforming what might otherwise be a straightforward collecting game into a rich tapestry of personal stories, statistical marvels, and communal celebrations. Each glittering encounter, whether it's a vibrant green Zubat or a majestic black Rayquaza, reinforces the magic that lies within the digital realm of Pokemon, reminding players that sometimes the greatest rewards are found in the most unexpected and dazzling forms. The subtle glimmer, the altered hue, the unique sprite, these elements combine to create an experience that transcends mere gameplay, cementing shiny Pokemon as an indelible and cherished part of the franchise's enduring legacy. The journey of a shiny Pokemon from its initial appearance in the wild, or from an egg to its potential place in a trainer's permanent collection, is a narrative in itself. Consider the meticulous planning involved in a shiny hunt, a dedicated effort to encounter a specific shiny Pokemon. This often begins with extensive research into the Pokemon's spawn rates, its preferred habitats, and any environmental factors that might influence its appearance. Trainers might spend hours, even days, traversing the same patch of tall grass, resetting their games, or hatching hundreds of eggs, all in the hopes of that one sparkling encounter. The anticipation builds with each non-shiny encounter, each repetitive action, until finally the screen flickers with that unmistakable shimmer, and a Pokemon of a strikingly different hue reveals itself. The immediate reaction is often a mix of exhilaration and relief, sometimes even a disbelieving gasp. The heart rate quickens and the focus sharpens as the trainer carefully plans their capture strategy. They consider the shiny Pokemon's level, its moveset, and the type of Pokeball that would best suit the occasion. A rare shiny might warrant a Master Ball, ensuring a guaranteed capture, while a more common one might be a target for a meticulously thrown Premier Ball for an added aesthetic touch. Every decision in those fleeting moments is crucial, as the fear of accidentally knocking out the shiny or having it flee is a constant, albeit subtle, undercurrent of anxiety. Once captured, the sense of accomplishment is profound. The Pokemon is then affectionately named, its summary page often becoming a testament to the effort expended. It might be immediately added to the active party, paraded around in battles and contests, or it might be carefully placed in a dedicated shiny box within the PC, a prized exhibit in a growing collection. The historical evolution of shiny Pokemon mechanics is as fascinating as the Pokemon themselves. In the second generation games, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, the chance of encountering a shiny Pokemon was a static 1 in 8,192. This incredibly low probability made shiny Pokemon truly exceptionally rare, often encountered by pure serendipity rather than intentional hunting. The introduction of Pokemon breeding in these games, however, offered an early, albeit rudimentary, form of shiny hunting. A phenomenon known as the shiny ditto glitch allowed trainers to manipulate the game's internal values to increase the odds of hatching a shiny Pokemon if one of the parents was a shiny ditto. This early exploit, while unintended by the developers, became a celebrated method for dedicated trainers to begin their shiny collections. As the generations progressed, so too did the sophistication of shiny hunting methods. The third generation introduced the concept of shiny chaining, where encountering and defeating or catching multiple Pokemon of the same species in a row would incrementally increase the odds of a shiny appearing. This method, while demanding focus and careful execution, offered a more structured and rewarding approach to the hunt. The fourth generation further refined these techniques with the Poke Radar, a key item that would highlight patches of shaking grass, indicating a higher chance of encountering a shiny. Mastering the Poke Radar required precise timing and an understanding of its mechanics, turning shiny hunting into a rhythmic, almost meditative activity. The Masuda Method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, revolutionized shiny breeding. Introduced in the fourth generation, this method states that if two Pokemon from different real-world language regions are bred together, the odds of hatching a shiny egg are significantly increased. This encouraged players from around the globe to trade Pokemon, fostering a sense of international community and collaborative shiny hunting. The Masuda Method, with its significantly improved odds, became a cornerstone of modern shiny hunting, offering a more controlled and less random approach to acquiring these coveted variations. The fifth generation continued to build upon these foundations, and then the sixth generation saw a significant boost to shiny odds, bringing the base rate down to 1 in 4,096. This change made shiny hunting more accessible to a wider audience, reducing the sheer time commitment required for success. The introduction of the shiny charm in the fifth generation further amplified these efforts. This key item, obtained after completing the regional Pokédex, permanently triples the base shiny odds, making hunts considerably more efficient. The shiny charm became an indispensable tool for serious shiny hunters, transforming the landscape of shiny acquisition. The seventh generation introduced SOS chaining, a unique mechanic where wild Pokemon would call for allies, and each successive ally called had an increased chance of being shiny. This method often involved strategically weakening the initial Pokemon to encourage it to call for help, creating prolonged encounters that could eventually yield a sparkling reward. The eighth generation, with its Dynamax adventures and max raid battles, offered new avenues for shiny encounters, albeit with somewhat different mechanics and odds. The mass outbreaks in Pokemon Legends, Arceus presented an entirely new and highly efficient method for shiny hunting, where large groups of a single Pokemon species would appear in specific locations, drastically increasing the chances of encountering a shiny within that cluster. Each generation, therefore, has contributed its own unique twists and turns to the shiny hunting experience, reflecting the evolving design philosophies of the Pokemon games. Beyond the core game mechanics, the cultural impact of shiny Pokemon within the broader Pokemon community is immense. Fan websites and online forums are replete with discussions about optimal shiny hunting strategies, shared tales of triumph and despair, and intricate guides detailing every possible method for every conceivable shiny. Content creators on platforms like YouTube and Twitch have built entire channels around shiny hunting, documenting their epic quests and celebrating their successful captures with their audiences. These live streams and video series not only entertain but also educate, demonstrating practical shiny hunting techniques and fostering a sense of shared camaraderie among enthusiasts. The emotional connection trainers feel towards their shiny Pokemon is deeply personal. For many, a shiny isn't just a different colored sprite, it's a memento of a dedicated effort, a symbol of perseverance, and a testament to their passion for the franchise. The stories behind their shiny captures are often retold with fondness, detailing the hours spent, the strategies employed, and the sheer joy of that sparkling moment. These personal narratives contribute to the rich tapestry of the Pokemon experience, transforming a digital collectible into a cherished companion with a unique backstory. The aesthetic appeal of shiny Pokemon is a major draw, with some color palettes being universally adored, while others are a source of playful debate. The iconic black Charizard, a dramatic departure from its usual orange, is perhaps one of the most famous and highly sought after shinies, its imposing appearance amplified by its darkened scales. The vibrant pink Vaporeon, the striking green Machamp, or the regal gold Magikarp that evolves into the equally impressive red Gyarados. These are just a few examples of shinies that captivate trainers with their unique visual flair. Conversely, some shinies are more subtle, with only a slight shift in hue, sometimes affectionately referred to as barely noticeable or shiny locked for their elusive nature. These more understated shinies often require a keen eye and a careful comparison to their regular counterparts to be fully appreciated, adding an extra layer of challenge for the discerning collector. The variation in shiny color schemes across the vast Pokédex adds to the excitement of discovery, as trainers never quite know what unique combination of colors they might encounter next. The concept of shiny locked Pokemon adds another layer of complexity and fascination. These are specific, legendary, or mythical Pokemon that are intentionally programmed by the developers to never appear as shiny in certain games, typically to preserve their narrative significance or to make them exclusive event distributions. Discovering which Pokemon are shiny locked in each game is a crucial piece of information for any serious shiny hunter, preventing countless hours of fruitless searching. However, even shiny locked Pokemon can eventually become available as shinies through special in game events or distributions, further fueling the anticipation and excitement within the community. The careful management of shiny availability by Game Freak creates a dynamic and evolving landscape for collectors, constantly introducing new challenges and rewarding enduring patience. The intricate web of shiny availability, from the base odds to item boosts, breeding methods, and event distributions, paints a picture of a meticulously designed system that caters to a diverse range of player preferences and dedication levels. The very act of trading shiny Pokemon with other trainers is a vibrant aspect of the community. It's a testament to the shared passion and the collaborative spirit that often underpins the world of Pokemon. Trading allows trainers to acquire shinies that might be difficult or impossible for them to obtain on their own, perhaps due to regional restrictions, specific game versions, or simply differing hunting preferences. The value of a shiny Pokemon in a trade is often subjective, influenced by its rarity, its aesthetic appeal, and the effort required to obtain it. A highly sought after shiny legendary, for instance, might fetch multiple other shinies in return, or perhaps even a rare event Pokemon. Online trading communities, often facilitated through dedicated forums and social media groups, thrive on this exchange, allowing trainers from across the globe to connect and expand their collections. The etiquette of shiny trading, including verifying the legitimacy of a shiny and agreeing on fair trades, is an important aspect of these interactions, ensuring a positive and trustworthy experience for all involved. The impact of shiny Pokemon extends beyond the digital realm and into the physical world through merchandise and collectible items. Plush toys of popular shiny Pokemon, trading cards featuring their dazzling forms, and action figures with their unique color palettes are highly sought after by collectors. These physical representations allow trainers to bring their love for shiny Pokemon into their everyday lives, showcasing their dedication and appreciation for these special variations. The rarity and visual distinctiveness of shiny Pokemon make them prime candidates for special edition merchandise, further solidifying their status as highly prized elements within the franchise. The enduring popularity of shiny Pokemon is a powerful testament to the game's ability to create a sense of wonder and excitement, transforming what could be a simple recolor into a treasure of immense personal value. Each shiny Pokemon, whether it's a common encounter or a legendary discovery, carries with it the potential for a unique story, a personal triumph, and a deeper connection to the magical world of Pokemon. The subtle sparkle, the altered hue, the unique sprite, these elements combine to create an experience that transcends mere gameplay, cementing shiny Pokemon as an indelible and cherished part of the franchise's enduring legacy, a legacy built on the quiet thrill of discovery and the deep satisfaction of collecting. The concept of shiny Pokemon, while deeply ingrained in the modern understanding of the franchise, wasn't present from its very inception. Their introduction marked a significant evolution in the game's design philosophy, adding an entirely new layer of depth and replayability that continues to captivate players. The very first instance of these specially colored creatures appeared in the second generations of games, Pokemon Gold and Silver, released in Japan in 1999. Before this, the notion of a differently colored Pokemon was simply not part of the game's mechanics or lore. The initial appearance of shiny Pokemon was actually a happy accident, a clever repurposing of existing data limitations rather than a pre-planned feature. The game developers, Game Freak, were faced with the challenge of creating a visual distinction for certain Pokemon, particularly those that were considered exceptionally rare or powerful. They needed a way to make certain individual Pokemon stand out from their brethren without creating entirely new sprites for every possible variation. The solution they devised was ingenious. They utilized a combination of a Pokemon's individual values, or IVs, which are hidden stats that determine a Pokemon's potential and its personality value. Specifically, in Generation 2, a Pokemon's shininess was determined by a specific pattern of its IVs. If a Pokemon had a defense, a special attack, and special defense or 4 of 10, and a speed levels of 10, along with an attack levels of 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14, or 15, it would be shiny. This meant that the likelihood of encountering a shiny Pokemon in Gold and Silver was exactly 1 in 8,192, a remarkably low probability that immediately established their rarity. This original method of determining shininess also had an interesting side effect. It was impossible for certain Pokemon to be shiny due to their IV limitations. For example, Pokemon with specific IV spreads that didn't align with the shiny criteria simply could not manifest as shiny in Generation 2. This added an extra layer of mystique to the shiny hunting process, as some Pokemon were simply unobtainable in their alternate coloration within those games. The introduction of shiny Pokemon in Gold and Silver was also intrinsically linked to the legendary red Gyarados found at the Lake of Rage. This iconic Pokemon was a guaranteed shiny encounter, serving as a powerful introduction to the concept for many players. Its vibrant red scales, a stark contrast to the usual blue of a Gyarados, instantly communicated the special nature of these recolored creatures. This guaranteed shiny acted as a tutorial, subtly teaching players that some Pokemon could appear in different colors without explicitly stating the mechanics behind it. The red Gyarados became a memorable moment for countless trainers, etching the concept of shinies into their collective consciousness. It was a tangible reward for progressing through the story, and a tantalizing glimpse into the hidden depths of the Pokemon world. As the franchise evolved into subsequent generations, the method of determining shininess underwent significant changes. While the base odds of encountering a shiny Pokemon remained at 1 in 8,092 for several generations, the underlying mechanics shifted away from being tied to IVs. This change was largely driven by a desire to decouple shininess from a Pokemon's combat potential. Tying shininess to IVs meant that a shiny Pokemon was often not competitively viable, as its IVs might be suboptimal for battles. By making shininess a separate, independent characteristic, Game Freak allowed players to pursue aesthetically pleasing Pokemon without sacrificing their utility in competitive play. In Generation 3, with the release of Ruby and Sapphire, the determination of shininess shifted to a combination of the trainer's trainer ID and secret ID, along with the Pokemon's personality value. This system, while more complex under the hood, effectively randomized shininess more thoroughly and removed the IV dependency. The base odds remained the same, but the method of generation became more robust and less prone to creating unshiny-able Pokemon. This change opened up the possibility of every Pokemon, regardless of its species or potential IVs, having a shiny form. The fourth generation, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, maintained a similar system for determining shininess, still relying on the trainer ID, secret ID, and personality value. However, these games introduced a new mechanic that would significantly impact shiny hunting, the Poke Radar. The Poke Radar allowed trainers to chain encounters with the same species of Pokemon, and with each successful chain, the odds of encountering a shiny version of that Pokemon would increase. This was a revolutionary addition, providing a concrete method for players to actively hunt for shinies, rather than relying solely on pure chance. A perfect chain of 40 Pokemon would boost the shiny odds to an impressive 1 in 200, a massive improvement over the base odds. This mechanic introduced a new skill based element to shiny hunting, rewarding players who could successfully maintain their chains. The fifth generation of Black and White continued the trend of separating shininess from IVs and offered no new in game mechanics to specifically boost shiny odds. However, the introduction of the Masuda method, which had been present in previous generations but gained significant prominence in Generation 5 due to its efficiency, became a cornerstone of shiny hunting. The Masuda method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, involves breeding two Pokemon from different real world language versions of the game. This significantly increases the odds of hatching a shiny egg, reducing the probability from 1 in 8,192 to approximately 1 in 1,365. This method became incredibly popular for trainers looking to obtain specific shiny Pokemon with ideal natures and abilities, as it allowed for greater control over the Pokemon's attributes. Generation 6 X and Y saw a further reduction in the base shiny odds, making them more accessible than ever before. The base odds were halved from 1 in 8,192 to 1 in 4,096. This was a significant shift, making shiny encounters twice as likely even without any special methods. This generation also introduced the Shiny Charm, a key item that further boosted shiny odds when obtained. The Shiny Charm, awarded for completing the regional Pokédex, effectively increased the odds of encountering a shiny Pokemon by a factor of 3, reducing the base odds to approximately 1 in 1,365. When combined with the Masuda method, the odds of hatching a shiny egg became an impressive 1 in 512, making shiny breeding a much more viable and rewarding endeavor. The seventh generation, Sun and Moon, continued the trend of accessible shiny hunting. The base odds remained at 1 in 4,096, and the shiny charm continued to be a valuable tool. These games also introduced a new chaining mechanic called SOS battles. In SOS battles, wild Pokemon could call for allies, and continuously knocking out the called in Pokemon would increase the chances of a shiny appearing. This method allowed for efficient shiny hunting in the wild, providing an alternative to the Masuda method for those who preferred wild encounters. The odds could be boosted to around 1 in 683 with a chain of 70 or more Pokemon, and even further with the Shiny Charm. Generation 8, Sword and Shield, maintained the base odds of 1 in 4,096 and the effectiveness of the Shiny Charm. These games also introduced new methods for shiny hunting, such as the ability to encounter shiny Pokemon in max raid battles, though with significantly lower odds than other methods. The game's wild area, with its visible Pokemon encounters, also made it easier to spot and hunt for specific species. Additionally, the introduction of the Curry Dex provided an indirect way to encounter more Pokemon and thus increase the passive chance of finding a shiny. The ability to chain Pokemon by continuously defeating them in the wild also subtly increased shiny odds, though not as dramatically as the Poke Radar or SOS battles. The most recent generations, including Pokemon Legends, Arceus, and Scarlet and Violet, have continued to refine and expand upon shiny hunting methods. Pokemon Legends. Arceus introduced mass outbreaks and massive mass outbreaks, events where a large number of a single species of Pokemon would appear. These outbreaks significantly boosted shiny odds for the Pokemon involved, making shiny hunting a central and engaging part of the gameplay loop. The game also featured a visual cue for shiny Pokemon in the overworld, allowing players to see a shiny before engaging in battle, a revolutionary change that made hunting much more efficient and less tedious. Scarlet and Violet, while returning to the traditional random encounter system in some ways, also introduced new mechanics like sparkling power sandwiches, which temporarily increase shiny encounter rates for specific types of Pokemon. These sandwiches, when crafted with the right ingredients, can drastically reduce shiny odds, sometimes to as low as 1 in 1024 without the shiny charm, and even lower with it. The game also features mass outbreaks similar to Legends, Arceus, further enhancing the opportunities for shiny encounters. The ability to reset outbreaks and re-roll their shiny chances has also become a popular strategy among hunters. The journey of shiny Pokemon from an accidental IV-based phenomenon in Generation 2 to a meticulously designed and continuously evolving gameplay mechanic is a fascinating testament to the franchise's ability to adapt and innovate. Each generation has brought its own unique twists and turns to the shiny hunting experience, offering different strategies and challenges for trainers. The continuous refinement of shiny mechanics reflects a deep understanding of player engagement, recognizing that the thrill of discovery and the satisfaction of collecting are powerful motivators. The evolution of shiny hunting has transformed it from a purely luck-based endeavor into a skill-based pursuit, requiring patience, strategy, and a deep understanding of game mechanics. The dedication of shiny hunters is truly remarkable, often spending hundreds, if not thousands, of hours meticulously searching for their desired colorful companions. This dedication is fueled by the inherent rarity of shiny Pokemon, the aesthetic appeal of their altered color palettes, and the personal satisfaction of overcoming the odds. The community surrounding shiny hunting is vibrant and supportive, with trainers sharing tips, strategies, and celebrating each other's successes. This shared passion creates a sense of camaraderie, uniting players from diverse backgrounds under a common goal. The continued popularity of shiny Pokemon also highlights the enduring appeal of collectible elements in video games. The desire to catch 'em all, always a core tenet of the franchise, is amplified when those all include rare and visually distinct variations. Shiny Pokemon add a layer of personal achievement to the act of collecting, transforming a simple acquisition into a prized trophy. Each shiny obtained represents a small victory, a testament to the trainer's perseverance and luck. Beyond the numerical odds and the intricate mechanics, there's an undeniable magic to encountering a shiny Pokemon. That sudden sparkle, the unfamiliar hue, the brief moment of disbelief, followed by exhilaration. These are the experiences that cement shiny Pokemon as an unforgettable and cherished part of the Pokemon journey. It's a reminder that even in a world filled with fantastical creatures and epic battles, sometimes the greatest treasures are found in the subtle differences, the quiet surprises that make the digital world feel just a little more alive and a little more personal. The enduring legacy of shiny Pokemon is not just about their rarity or their mechanics. It's about the stories they create, the challenges they inspire, and the joy they bring to millions of trainers around the world, a gentle, comforting presence in the vast and wonderful world of Pokemon. The journey of shiny Pokemon, from their enigmatic origins to their current status as highly sought after treasures, mirrors the broader evolution of the Pokemon franchise itself, always adapting, always growing, yet always retaining that core essence of wonder and discovery. Consider for a moment the very first instances of shiny Pokemon appearing in the games, a phenomenon often attributed to a programming oversight, a delightful accident that blossomed into an intentional and beloved feature. In the earliest days, the concept wasn't explicitly defined, nor was there a dedicated term like shiny. Instead, players might have stumbled upon a Pokemon with an unusual color scheme and wondered if their game was glitching or if there was some secret they had uncovered. This initial ambiguity added to their mystique, making each accidental encounter feel even more extraordinary, a true stroke of serendipity. The introduction of the term shiny and the iconic sparkling animation in Pokemon Gold and Silver truly solidified their place in the Pokemon universe. This seemingly minor addition transformed a random occurrence into a discernible event, giving trainers a clear signal that they had encountered something special. The sound effect accompanying the sparkle, often a gentle chime, became a Pavlovian trigger for excitement, a sound deeply ingrained in the memory of countless players. This careful design choice was pivotal, elevating shiny Pokemon from curious anomalies to celebrated achievements, a visual and auditory cue that instantly communicated rarity and value. Think about the psychological impact of this rarity. In a game designed around collecting creatures, the idea that some creatures are exponentially harder to find and visually distinct adds an entirely new dimension to the collecting impulse. It's not just about filling the Pokédex, it's about finding those truly unique specimens, the ones that stand out from the crowd. This pursuit taps into a primal human desire for acquisition and distinction, a gentle whisper that tells us we've achieved something few others have. The gentle allure of a shiny Pokemon lies not just in its altered hues, but in the story behind its capture, the silent narrative of patience and persistence. The methods for hunting these elusive creatures have also evolved significantly over time, reflecting a fascinating interplay between player ingenuity and game design. From the early days of simply reset hunting in front of legendary Pokemon, hoping for that one in 8,092 chance, to the more refined techniques like the Masuda Method, chain fishing, or the more recent methods involving mass outbreaks and sandwich power in Scarlet and Violet, each iteration has offered new avenues for dedicated trainers. These evolving methods demonstrate a responsiveness from the game developers, recognizing the community's passion and providing structured, albeit still challenging, ways to engage in the hunt. The Masuda Method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, revolutionized shiny breeding. This technique, which increases the odds of hatching a shiny Pokemon when two Pokemon from different real-world language games breed, introduced a more controlled and systematic approach to shiny acquisition. It shifted the focus from purely random encounters in the wild to a methodical process of egg hatching, often involving literally thousands of eggs. This method, while still requiring immense patience, offered a tangible increase in odds, making the dream of a shiny starter or a competitively viable shiny Pokémon a more achievable reality. The gentle rhythm of egg cycling, the repetitive steps, the hopeful anticipation with each hatch, it transforms the act of breeding into a meditative dance, a quiet testament to dedication. Beyond the mechanics, the cultural impact of shiny Pokemon within the broader Pokemon community is profound. They serve as badges of honor, conversational pieces, and even symbols of dedication. Sharing a picture of a newly caught shiny in online communities often elicits congratulations and admiration, fostering a sense of shared accomplishment and camaraderie. This gentle exchange of positivity reinforces the value of these rare finds, binding trainers together through their shared pursuit of sparkling wonders. It's a quiet celebration of individual triumphs in a collective passion. Consider also the lore, or lack thereof, surrounding shiny Pokemon. Unlike other unique Pokemon variations, like regional forms or specific legendary Pokemon, there isn't a deep, established narrative within the games explaining why certain Pokemon are shiny. This absence of explicit lore contributes to their mystique. Are they simply genetic mutations? Are they touched by some unseen magical force? The ambiguity allows players to project their own interpretations, adding another layer of personal connection to these special creatures. It's a subtle invitation to imagine, to wonder, to create your own gentle stories around their existence. The design philosophy behind shiny forms is also quite varied, ranging from subtle alterations that might require a keen eye to notice, to dramatic, almost entirely redesigned color palettes that make them instantly recognizable. Some shiny Pokemon boast colors that are arguably more aesthetically pleasing than their standard counterparts, while others offer a quirky, almost humorous contrast. This diversity in design ensures that there's a shiny out there to appeal to every trainer's individual taste, adding to the desirability and personal connection. The gentle surprise of seeing a Pokemon in a completely unexpected hue is a delight that never quite fades. The emotional connection players form with their shiny Pokemon is also a significant aspect of their appeal. After investing hours, days, or even weeks into finding a specific shiny, the bond forged with that Pokemon is often deeper than with a regular capture. It becomes a symbol of perseverance, a testament to the trainer's unwavering commitment. This shiny companion often holds a special place in their team, a quiet reminder of their journey and their triumph. It's not just a collection of pixels, it's a cherished memory, a gentle whisper of past adventures. Even the phenomenon of shiny fails, accidentally knocking out or running from a shiny Pokemon, has become a shared, albeit bittersweet, experience within the community. These moments, often met with groans and sympathetic messages, highlight the high stakes and the emotional investment involved in shiny hunting. They serve as cautionary tales, reinforcing the importance of preparation and careful attention, while also fostering empathy among players who have all, at some point, experienced their own heartbreaking near misses. Even in these moments of gentle disappointment, there's a shared human experience that connects us. The integration of shiny Pokemon into competitive play, while not always a primary factor, adds another layer of prestige. A trainer showcasing a team of shiny, competitively viable Pokemon demonstrates not only their skill in battling, but also their dedication to the hunt. A quiet flex of both strategic prowess and painstaking effort. It's a subtle nod to their commitment, a gentle declaration of their mastery over both the battlefield and the elusive odds. The concept of shiny Pokemon also subtly reinforces the idea of diversity and individuality within the Pokemon world. Each shiny is a unique variant, a testament to the myriad possibilities within the natural order of things. It teaches, in its own gentle way, that differences are not just acceptable, but can be beautiful and valuable, adding richness to the tapestry of life. The continuous presence of shiny Pokemon across generations, despite various changes in gameplay mechanics and graphical styles, speaks volumes about their enduring appeal. They are a constant, a thread that weaves through the entire history of the franchise, linking the past to the present and undoubtedly to the future. This consistency in their inclusion suggests that Game Freak recognizes their fundamental importance to the player experience, understanding that the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovery are timeless elements that resonate deeply with trainers of all ages. The subtle ripple effect of shiny Pokemon even extends to fan creations, with artists and creators often designing their own what if shiny forms for Pokemon that don't yet exist or reimagining existing ones. This creative outpouring further solidifies their cultural significance, demonstrating how deeply embedded the concept has become in the collective imagination of the Pokemon fandom. It's a gentle, continuous conversation, a quiet exploration of what could be, fueled by the magic of these rare variants. The future of shiny Pokemon hunting undoubtedly holds new innovations and challenges. As the franchise continues to evolve, so too will the methods and the experiences surrounding these treasured creatures. Yet one thing remains certain: the quiet thrill of encountering that unexpected sparkle, the gentle gasp of recognition, and the profound satisfaction of adding a truly unique companion to one's collection will continue to be a cornerstone of the Pokemon journey, a comforting and constant source of wonder in the vast, enchanting world. This enduring legacy is a testament to the simple yet powerful idea that sometimes the most precious things are those that are a little bit different, a little bit harder to find, and all the more beautiful for their rarity. It's a gentle reminder that even in a world of fantastic beasts, true magic often lies in the subtle variations, the quiet surprises that make discovery an eternal delight. The journey through the world of Pokemon, punctuated by these radiant discoveries, is one that echoes deeply within the human psyche. It taps into our innate desire for collecting, for completing, for finding that one elusive piece that makes a set whole. This drive, subtly nurtured by the pursuit of shiny Pokemon, transforms a simple game into a prolonged, deeply satisfying endeavor. Consider the early days when shiny Pokemon were simply a chance encounter, a random blessing bestowed upon the fortunate. There was no specific mechanic to increase their odds, no structured hunt. This made their appearances all the more impactful, a truly serendipitous event that could happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. The sheer unlikelihood of stumbling upon a shiny in those initial games, with odds often pegged at 1 in 8,192, made each sighting a legendary tale to be shared amongst friends, a badge of honor for the trainer who experienced it. The introduction of breeding mechanics, particularly the Masuda Method, marked a significant shift in the shiny hunting landscape. This method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, involves breeding two Pokemon from different real-world language games. This subtle yet profound change dramatically increased the odds of hatching a shiny Pokemon from an egg, typically reducing the chances to around 1 in 683 or even 1 in 512 with the shiny charm. This innovation transformed shiny hunting from a purely random affair into a more deliberate, albeit still lengthy, process. It allowed trainers to actively pursue specific shiny Pokemon, fostering a new level of dedication and strategic planning. The quiet patience required for this method, hatching hundreds, sometimes thousands of eggs, became a meditative practice for many, a gentle rhythm of anticipation and release. The shiny charm, introduced in Black 2 and White 2, further revolutionized the hunt. This key item, obtained after completing the National Pokédex, permanently boosts the shiny encounter rate. Its presence signifies a reward for comprehensive exploration and dedication to cataloging all known Pokémon, turning a monumental task into a gateway for future, more efficient shiny pursuits. The charm's effect, subtly enhancing the odds, acts as a gentle encouragement for those who wish to delve deeper into the world of shiny collecting, acknowledging their commitment with a tangible benefit. It's a quiet testament to the developer's understanding of the player base's desires, providing a tool that respects their time and effort. Different games have introduced their own unique shiny hunting methods, each with its own rhythm and charm. Chain fishing, for instance, involved repeatedly fishing in the same spot without moving or failing, and each successful catch, without breaking the chain, subtly increased the odds of encountering a shiny. This method offered a tranquil, almost hypnotic experience. The gentle plop of the fishing rod, the quiet anticipation of a bite, and the sudden exhilarating sparkle. Horde encounters in X and Y also presented a fascinating opportunity, allowing trainers to encounter 5 Pokemon at once, multiplying the chances of a shiny appearance in a single battle. This method, while still relying on luck, offered a faster pace, a quiet surge of excitement with each encounter. The SOS battle chains in Sun and Moon introduced another layer of strategy. By continuously defeating Pokemon that called for allies, trainers could build a chain that progressively increased the shiny odds. This required careful planning, resource management, and a deep understanding of battle mechanics, transforming the hunt into a tactical endeavor. The gentle hum of the battle music, the repetitive motions of sending out Pokemon and using moves, all contributed to a trance-like state, broken only by the shimmering appearance of a rare variant. Let's not forget the soft reset method, a classic technique primarily used for legendary Pokemon or starters. This involved saving the game in front of a target Pokemon, encountering it, and if it wasn't shiny, gently resetting the console and trying again. This slow, methodical approach demanded immense patience. Each reset a quiet act of hope, a silent prayer for the right coloration to appear. The visual and auditory cues associated with a shiny Pokemon are designed to be instantly recognizable and deeply satisfying. The sparkle animation, a brief yet brilliant flash of light, is universally understood as the sign of a special encounter. This visual cue is often accompanied by a distinct sound effect, a chime or a gentle burst of magic, further cementing the moment in the trainer's memory. Those subtle sensory details elevate the experience beyond mere pixel changes, transforming it into a sensory delight, a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. The anticipation of these cues, the hyper awareness for that subtle shimmer or sound, becomes an integral part of the hunting process, a quiet focus that permeates the gameplay. The community surrounding shiny Pokémon across various online platforms and social media is a vibrant and supportive one. Trainers share their successes, their failures, their methods, and their emotional journeys. This shared experience fosters a sense of camaraderie where the quiet struggles and eventual triumphs are understood and celebrated. The stories of trainers who have spent hundreds of hours, sometimes even years, pursuing a specific shiny are testament to the deep emotional connection they form with these virtual creatures. These narratives, often shared in soothing tones, become a gentle lullaby for those contemplating their own hunts, a quiet encouragement to persevere. The value of a shiny Pokemon, both in game and in the community, extends beyond its aesthetic appeal. For many, it represents dedication, perseverance, and a deep understanding of the game's mechanics. It's a trophy, a testament to countless hours spent, a quiet declaration of their passion. In some instances, particularly with rare event, shiny Pokemon, or those from older, harder to access games, their real world value can even become a topic of discussion, though for most, the personal satisfaction far outweighs any external metrics. The gentle hum of forums and chat rooms often revolves around these discussions, a constant, low level murmur of appreciation for these unique specimens. The concept of shiny locked Pokemon adds another layer of intrigue and challenge. These are specific Pokemon, often legendary or mythical, that are programmed to never appear as shiny in certain games, regardless of the odds. This intentional design choice creates a quiet barrier, a reminder that not all treasures are equally attainable, reinforcing the idea of rarity and exclusivity. It also pushes trainers to explore alternative games or events where these Pokemon might be obtainable in their shiny forms, adding another dimension to the overarching hunt. This subtle limitation, rather than deterring, often fuels a deeper fascination, a quiet determination to find ways around these imposed boundaries. The impact of shiny Pokemon on the competitive scene is also noteworthy, albeit often subtle. While a shiny Pokemon possesses no inherent stat advantage over its regular counterpart, the ability to showcase a team of shiny Pokemon in battle is a powerful statement. It signals a trainer's dedication, their meticulous preparation, and their mastery of the game. It's a quiet flex, a gentle declaration of their commitment to both aesthetics and competitive excellence. The visual distinction of a shiny Pokemon can also be a subtle psychological factor, perhaps momentarily distracting an opponent, or simply imbuing the trainer with an extra sense of confidence. The phenomenon extends beyond the games themselves into merchandise and official art. Plush toys of shiny Pokemon are highly sought after, and official artwork occasionally depicts these alternate colorations, further cementing their status as legitimate and cherished variants within the Pokemon universe. This external validation, this gentle acknowledgement from the creators, reinforces the idea that these unique forms are not just glitches or oddities, but integral parts of the Pokemon world's rich tapestry. The quiet joy of holding a plushie of a beloved shiny, or seeing it beautifully rendered in official art, adds another layer to the overall experience. The future of shiny Pokemon, as the franchise continues to evolve, promises new and exciting ways to encounter these elusive creatures. With each new generation and each new game, developers subtly experiment with different mechanics, always aiming to keep the hunt fresh and engaging. Whether it's through open world encounters, dynamic weather systems affecting appearances, or entirely new methods yet to be conceived, the core thrill of discovery will undoubtedly remain. The gentle progression of technology allows for increasingly intricate animations and visual effects, making each shiny encounter an even more dazzling spectacle. The enduring popularity of shiny Pokémon is a quiet testament to the human desire for uniqueness, for collecting, and for the simple joy of discovery. It's a gentle reminder that even in a world filled with countless wonders, the subtle variations, the unexpected sparkles, are often the most cherished. The quiet hum of anticipation, the soft glow of a screen as a rare Pokemon appears, and the profound satisfaction of adding it to one's collection, these are the timeless experiences that shiny Pokemon offer, a comforting and constant source of wonder in the vast, enchanting world of Pokemon, a world where even the smallest deviation can spark the greatest joy. This gentle, continuous narrative of discovery and dedication truly underscores the magic of these rare variants, making them an indispensable thread in the grand tapestry of Pokemon lore. Each shimmering scale, each altered hue, tells a silent story of perseverance, of countless encounters, resets, and the quiet patience required to unearth such a treasure. It's a journey often undertaken alone, a solitary quest against the odds, yet the community surrounding shiny hunting is vibrant and interconnected. Trainers share their triumphs, their heartbreaks, and their strategies across various platforms, forming a gentle network of mutual encouragement and understanding. The shared experience of the hunt, even when undertaken individually, fosters a sense of camaraderie that transcends geographical boundaries and gaming preferences. This quiet solidarity is a testament to the universal appeal of shiny Pokemon, a shared passion that unites trainers from all walks of life. The methods employed in shiny hunting have evolved significantly over the generations, reflecting the changing mechanics of the main series games. From the initial, seemingly random full odds encounters in the early titles, where every single Pokemon had an equal, minuscule chance of being shiny, to more refined and statistically enhanced techniques, the journey has been one of continuous adaptation. The introduction of the Masuda Method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, revolutionized breeding for shiny Pokemon. This method, which involves breeding two Pokemon from different real-world language versions of the game, significantly increases the odds of hatching a shiny egg. It transformed the hunt from a purely wild encounter endeavor into a more controlled, albeit still time-consuming process within the Pokemon daycare. The soft, repetitive motion of riding a bicycle back and forth, hatching hundreds, sometimes thousands of eggs, became a meditative ritual for many trainers, a quiet, almost hypnotic pursuit of that elusive sparkle. The gentle clack of the bicycle chain, the repetitive chime of a new egg being received, and the hopeful anticipation with each hatch all contribute to this unique form of gameplay. Chain fishing, introduced in Generation 6, offered another gentle alternative for shiny hunters. By consecutively reeling in Pokemon without failing or moving, trainers could build up a chain that progressively increased the likelihood of a shiny appearing. The rhythmic cast of the fishing rod, The quiet splash as the lure hit the water, and the sudden jolt of a bite created a serene yet engaging experience. This method, while requiring focus and precision, allowed for a more active and less monotonous hunt compared to some other techniques. DexNav chaining in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire further refined this concept, allowing trainers to track and repeatedly encounter specific Pokemon, with the odds of a shiny increasing with each successful chain. The soft rustle of tall grass, the subtle vibration of the system indicating a hidden Pokemon, and the careful approach to maintain the chain all contributed to a thrilling yet calming hunt. Each gentle step taken in the tall grass felt like a step closer to that shimmering encounter. The advent of SOS battles in Generation 7th introduced another dynamic to shiny hunting. In these battles, a wild Pokemon would call for allies, and as more allies appeared, the shiny odds would gradually increase. This method required careful team composition and strategic play to prevent the original Pokemon from being knocked out or the battle from ending prematurely. The gentle ebb and flow of battle, the strategic use of status conditions and recovery moves, all became part of the meditative process. The quiet tension of waiting for an ally to appear, the subtle shift in the battle music as the odds improved, created a unique blend of excitement and calm. The soft glow of the screen reflecting the struggle, the strategic decisions made with each turn, all contributed to the allure of this method. Let's go, Pikachu, and let's go, Eevee brought forth the concept of catch combos, where catching the same species of Pokemon repeatedly would increase the shiny odds for that particular species. This method, often accompanied by the use of lure items to increase encounter rates, turned shiny hunting into a rhythmic, almost dance-like sequence of throwing Pokeballs and watching the capture animation. The satisfying click of a successful capture, the gentle chime of a combo increasing, and the soft ambient music of the Kanto region created an almost ASMR-like experience for many hunters. The gentle patter of footsteps across the landscape, the swift flick of the wrist to throw a Pokeball, and the serene satisfaction of a successful capture all added to the tranquil charm of this method. Pokemon Sword and Shield introduced the concept of brilliant aura Pokemon and the ability to knock out a certain number of the same species to increase shiny odds, though the effectiveness of this latter method was debated among the community. Max Raid battles offered a different kind of communal hunt, with multiple trainers battling a giant Pokemon, sometimes culminating in a shining variant. The shared effort, the quiet communication among players, and the collective anticipation of a shiny reward added a social dimension to the hunt. The soft roars of the Dynamax Pokemon, the gentle glow of the arena, and the coordinated efforts of trainers all contributed to a unique and engaging experience. Pokemon Legends. Arceus revolutionized shiny hunting by making shiny Pokemon visible in the overworld. This change transformed the hunt from a repetitive encounter-based system to a more active exploration and observation process. Trainers could gently wander through vast landscapes, their eyes scanning for any unusual coloration, any telltale sparkle. Massive mass outbreaks, where large groups of a single species appeared, further amplified these opportunities, creating a thrilling yet calming deluge of potential shiny encounters. The gentle rustle of leaves, the distant calls of Pokemon, and the quiet satisfaction of spotting a shimmering form in the distance made for an incredibly immersive experience. The soft glow of the sun on the vast plains, the distant mountains shrouded in mist, and the tranquil presence of wild Pokemon all contributed to a deeply peaceful and engaging hunting experience. Scarlet and Violet continued this trend of overworld shinies, integrating them seamlessly into the open world exploration. The addition of outbreaks and the ability to craft shiny sandwiches that temporarily boost shiny odds further refined the hunting experience. These sandwiches, made with various ingredients, add a culinary and strategic element to the hunt, encouraging trainers to experiment with different recipes and optimize their chances. The gentle sizzle of ingredients, the soft glow of the picnic table, and the quiet anticipation of the boosted odds all add a comforting layer to the hunting process. The gentle breeze across the Paldea region, the tranquil sounds of nature, and the soft glow of the screen as a rare Pokemon appears all intertwine to create a truly immersive and relaxing experience. The enduring appeal of shiny Pokemon lies not just in their rarity or aesthetic appeal, but in the personal narratives they inspire. Each shiny has a story, a memory attached to its capture. It might be the result of a grueling, months long quest, a gentle reminder of patience and persistence. It could be a serendipitous, full odds encounter, a moment of pure, unexpected joy. Or perhaps it's a shiny bread for a specific competitive team, a testament to meticulous planning and dedication. These stories, shared among trainers, become part of the broader Pokemon lore, weaving individual triumphs into the collective tapestry of the community. The quiet satisfaction of recounting a long and arduous hunt, the gentle smile that accompanies the memory of a serendipitous encounter, and the soft pride in presenting a perfectly bred shiny all contribute to the rich narrative surrounding these unique creatures. The emotional connection trainers form with their shiny Pokemon is often profound. These are not just pixels on a screen. They are companions forged through shared experiences, symbols of achievement, and often cherished friends. The unique coloration seems to imbue them with an extra layer of personality, making them stand out not just visually, but emotionally within a trainer's team. The soft glow of their altered colors, the gentle way they move in battle, all contribute to this deepened bond. This quiet bond, this gentle understanding, is a testament to the power of these digital companions. Looking towards the future, it's fascinating to ponder how shiny Pokemon will continue to evolve alongside the franchise. Perhaps future games will explore even more dynamic and interactive ways to encounter them, integrating them more deeply into the overarching narratives or world design. The possibility of ancient or futuristic shiny forms reflecting time traveling paradoxes or regional variants could add another layer of intrigue and collectability. Imagine a gently shimmering past paradox Pokemon or a subtly glowing future variant, each with its own unique story. The potential for new mechanics, new visual effects, and new ways to celebrate these unique variants is boundless. Whatever innovations may come, the core magic of encountering a shiny Pokemon, that moment of unexpected sparkle and profound joy, will undoubtedly remain a cornerstone of the Pokemon experience. The quiet anticipation, the gentle thrill of discovery, and the lasting satisfaction of adding a shimmering treasure to one's collection will continue to captivate trainers for generations to come. The soft hum of the console, the gentle glow of the screen, and the profound sense of wonder that these rare creatures inspire all contribute to an experience that is both deeply personal and universally cherished, a silent testament to the enduring appeal of the Pokemon world. Each new generation promises to gently unfold new ways to explore this wonder, ensuring that the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovery remain as vibrant as ever. The quiet rustle of tall grass, the distant cry of a Pokemon, and the soft shimmer of a truly rare find, these are the timeless elements that define the enduring allure of shiny Pokemon, a comforting and constant source of delight in a world of endless possibilities. The subtle differences in shiny coloration, sometimes barely perceptible and other times strikingly dramatic, also play a fascinating role in their appeal. Some Pokemon, like the beloved Pikachu, possess a shiny form that is only a few shades darker, a gentle shift that requires a keen eye to spot initially. Others, such as the iconic Gyarados, undergo a complete transformation, shifting from a majestic blue to a fiery red, a change so profound it becomes instantly recognizable and a symbol of its own distinct power. This spectrum of visual alteration adds another layer of depth to the shiny hunting experience, as trainers learn to appreciate both the understated elegance of a subtle change and the bold statement of a complete color overhaul. It's a testament to the meticulous design choices made by the Pokemon creators, ensuring that each shiny form feels unique and intentional rather than merely a palette swap. The gentle glow of a shiny Pokemon, often accompanied by a distinct, sparkling animation upon its appearance, serves as a universal signal, a soft whisper that something truly special has been found. This visual cue, consistent across generations, has become ingrained in the collective consciousness of trainers, a small, comforting ritual that precedes the excitement of capture. The history of shiny Pokemon themselves is a story woven into the fabric of the franchise. While they are a ubiquitous and beloved feature today, they weren't always part of the Pokemon world. Their first appearance was in the second generation of games, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, released in the late 1990s. Before this, Pokemon coloration was fixed, and the concept of a rare alternate colored variant simply didn't exist within the game's mechanics. The introduction of shiny Pokemon was a quiet revolution, a subtle yet profound addition that instantly captivated players and added an entirely new dimension to the collecting aspect of the game. Imagine the surprise and wonder of those first players who encountered a red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage, a moment that has since become legendary in Pokemon lore. It was an unexpected discovery, a delightful anomaly that sparked curiosity and a desire to seek out more such wonders. This initial encounter, for many, defined the allure of shiny Pokemon and set the stage for decades of dedicated shiny hunting. The underlying mechanics that govern shiny Pokemon generation have also evolved over time, reflecting the technological advancements and design philosophies of each new game. In the earlier generations, the likelihood of encountering a shiny was tied to a Pokemon's individual values, or IVs, a set of hidden stats that determine a Pokemon's potential. This made shiny Pokemon incredibly rare, with odds often cited as 1 in 8192. This extreme rarity made each shiny encounter a truly monumental event, a testament to immense luck or extraordinary perseverance. The sheer unlikelihood of finding one meant that every shiny was a treasure beyond compare. With later generations, the mechanics shifted, making them slightly more accessible, though still maintaining their coveted status. The introduction of the Masuda Method dramatically increased the chances of hatching a shiny Pokémon from an egg if the parent Pokémon were from different real world language regions. This gentle encouragement for international trading not only fostered a sense of global community among players, but also provided a more controlled and repeatable method for shiny hunting, transforming it from a purely random endeavor into a strategic pursuit. The gentle hum of the Pokemon daycare, the rhythmic steps taken to hatch eggs, all became part of this new, deliberate form of shiny acquisition. The shiny charm, an item introduced in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, further revolutionized shiny hunting by significantly boosting the odds of encountering shiny Pokemon in the wild or hatching them from eggs. This held item, obtained after completing the National Pokédex, became a prized possession for dedicated shiny hunters, allowing them to pursue their goals with greater efficiency and a slightly less daunting probability. It was a gentle nod from the developers to the passionate community of shiny enthusiasts, acknowledging their dedication and providing a tangible reward for their efforts. The quiet satisfaction of finally completing that immense Pokédex, knowing it would aid in future shiny hunts, became a significant part of the game's long-term appeal. The subtle glint of the shiny charm in the item bag became a comforting companion on countless journeys. Beyond the games themselves, shiny Pokemon have permeated various other aspects of the Pokemon franchise. They appear in the anime, often as special, powerful variants or as unique companions for certain characters. The visual impact of a shiny Pokemon on screen, with its distinct coloration, makes for a memorable and often dramatic appearance, showcasing their rarity and special nature to a wider audience. They have also been featured prominently in the Pokemon trading card game, with rare, shiny, or secret rare versions of cards depicting these alternate colored Pokemon. These cards are highly sought after by collectors, commanding premium prices due to their scarcity and aesthetic appeal. The gentle rustle of a newly opened pack, the faint glimmer of a holographic shiny card, these moments transcend the digital realm and extend the joy of shiny Pokemon into the physical world. The soft glow of a perfectly preserved shiny card, displayed with care, speaks volumes of its worth. The cultural impact of shiny Pokemon extends far beyond mere gameplay mechanics. They have fostered a vibrant and dedicated community of hunters, breeders, and collectors who share tips, strategies, and celebrate each other's successes. Online forums, social media groups, and streaming platforms are filled with discussions, tutorials, and live hunts dedicated to finding these elusive creatures. The shared experience of the hunt, the collective anticipation, and the genuine excitement for a successful capture create a strong sense of camaraderie among trainers. The gentle murmur of a live stream chat, filled with encouragement and shared fascination, exemplifies this community spirit. It's a testament to how a small, seemingly cosmetic detail can foster such a profound and widespread social phenomenon. The quiet joy of sharing a successful shiny hunt with others, even strangers across the globe, is a powerful experience. The psychological aspects of shiny hunting are also quite intriguing. The intermittent reinforcement schedule, where rewards are unpredictable but highly desirable, is a powerful motivator. Each encounter with a non-shiny Pokemon is a gentle nudge to continue, to keep searching, to hold out for that one special sparkle. The anticipation builds with every encounter, every hatched egg, every reset of the game. The release of dopamine upon finding a shiny Pokemon is a genuine and potent reward, reinforcing the behavior and contributing to the addictive nature of the hunt. It's a gentle dance between patience and excitement, a quiet test of perseverance. The feeling of accomplishment after hours, days, or even weeks of searching is deeply satisfying, a testament to one's dedication and resilience. This sense of achievement, earned through quiet effort, is a significant part of the appeal. Even within the broader Pokemon lore, shiny Pokemon occasionally receive special mention, hinting at their unique status within the world. While their existence isn't typically explained through scientific or magical means within the games themselves, their rarity is often implicitly understood by characters, adding a touch of mystique to their presence. They are not merely recolored sprites, they are recognized as something special, something different, even by the non player characters who populate the Pokemon world. This subtle acknowledgement further elevates their status from a mere game mechanic to an integral, albeit rare, part of the Pokemon ecosystem. The quiet awe in a character's voice when they spot a shiny, the gentle admiration they express, all contribute to this perceived specialness. The design philosophy behind shiny Pokemon has also seen some interesting shifts. In the earliest generations, some shiny colors were arguably less aesthetically pleasing or even jarring, as the palette swaps were sometimes automatically generated without specific artistic input for each individual Pokemon. This led to some curious and even humorous color combinations. However, in more recent generations, there's a clear trend towards more thoughtful and intentional shiny designs, with many Pokemon receiving truly beautiful and complementary alternate color schemes. The gentle evolution of these designs, from purely functional to meticulously crafted, reflects a growing appreciation for the aesthetic appeal of these rare variants. The soft pastels, the deep jewel tones, the striking contrasts, each new shiny design is often met with anticipation and careful scrutiny by the community, reflecting a shared investment in their visual quality. The concept of shiny Pokemon also subtly reinforces the idea of genetic variation within species, a quiet echo of real world biology. While not explicitly stated as genetic mutations, their rarity and distinct appearance can be loosely interpreted as such, adding a layer of scientific intrigue to their seemingly magical existence. This connection, however tenuous, grounds the fantastical element of shiny Pokemon in a relatable real-world concept, making them feel more organic and less like a purely artificial game construct. The gentle whisper of genetic anomaly or natural variation adds a touch of grounded realism to the fantastical world. The various methods for shiny hunting have also fostered different play styles and preferences among trainers. Some prefer the directness of wild encounter hunting, patiently traversing routes and resetting encounters until that elusive sparkle appears. Others gravitate towards the methodical rhythm of Masuda Method breeding, spending hours cycling and hatching eggs in the hope of a perfectly bred shiny. Still others enjoy the challenge of shiny locked Pokemon, where certain legendary or mythical Pokemon are programmed not to appear as shiny initially, adding another layer of difficulty to their eventual acquisition through special events or future releases. Each method offers a unique experience, a different kind of quiet challenge, and a distinct path to that ultimate moment of discovery. The gentle click of the analog stick, the soft tap of the A button, these repetitive actions become almost meditative during long hunting sessions. The enduring appeal of shiny Pokémon after all these years truly speaks to the genius of their initial implementation. They are a simple concept, a different color, yet they unlock a profound level of engagement, dedication, and joy for millions of players worldwide. They are a constant reminder that even within the familiar, there can always be something new, something special, waiting to be discovered. The gentle rustle of tall grass, the sudden glimmer of light, the triumphant cry of a new companion. These are the moments that define the quiet magic of shiny Pokémon, a magic that continues to enchant and inspire generation after generation. The soft glow of a newly caught shiny nestled safely in a Pokeball represents not just a rare find, but a story, a journey, and a memory etched into the heart of a trainer. This quiet satisfaction, this gentle sense of accomplishment, is what truly makes shiny Pokemon so special, a comforting reminder of the endless wonders that await within the Pokemon world. The subtle sound of a level up, the gentle glow of experience points, all contribute to the serene journey of raising thus treasured companions. The careful planning involved in constructing a shiny hunting team, often involving specific abilities like Synchronize to influence natures or Flame Body to speed up egg hatching, adds another layer of strategic depth to the pursuit. Trainers meticulously cultivate their teams, ensuring every member contributes to the efficiency and success of the hunt, transforming a seemingly repetitive task into a nuanced exercise in optimization. The quiet hum of the console, the focused gaze on the screen, these become familiar companions in the patient quest for rarity. Consider the distinct visual cues that signify a shiny encounter. In the earlier generations, the only indicator was the Pokemon's altered color palette upon appearance, requiring a keen eye and familiarity with the standard forms. This meant that a trainer might accidentally run from a shiny if they weren't paying close enough attention, a heart-wrenching thought for many. With the introduction of a sparkling animation and a distinct sound effect in later games, the identification became much more explicit, reducing the chances of such a devastating oversight. This small but significant change greatly enhanced the hunting experience, adding a moment of celebratory fanfare to each successful encounter. The gentle shimmering, the soft, chime-like sound, these auditory and visual cues are now ingrained in the collective consciousness of Pokemon trainers. The history of shiny Pokemon is also intertwined with various in-game events and distributions. Early on, certain shiny Pokemon were only obtainable through specific real-world events, making them exceptionally rare and highly sought after. These events often involved attendance at conventions or specific retail locations, adding a physical pilgrimage element to their acquisition. Such exclusive distributions fostered a sense of community among those who were able to participate, sharing stories and showing off their unique treasures. The whisper of event exclusive carried a weight of prestige, a testament to a trainer's dedication and proximity to these special happenings. Moreover, The phenomenon of shiny locks has become a notable aspect of shiny hunting. A shiny lock refers to a programming decision by the developers to prevent certain Pokemon, typically legendary or mythical ones, from appearing in their shiny forms during initial encounters in a game. This design choice often serves to preserve the exclusivity of these powerful creatures or to tie their shiny forms to future event distributions, creating anticipation and adding to their mystique. Overcoming a shiny lock, whether through subsequent game updates or special event distributions, becomes a triumph for trainers, a testament to their patience and perseverance. The quiet understanding that some treasures are meant to be found later adds to the narrative of waiting and discovery. The social aspect of shiny hunting is also quite profound. Online communities, forums, and streaming platforms are replete with trainers sharing their hunting experiences, celebrating successes, and commiserating over long dry spells. Live streams of shiny hunts can attract thousands of viewers, all collectively hoping for that glistening moment to appear on screen. This shared passion creates a strong sense of camaraderie, turning an individual pursuit into a communal experience. The gentle encouragement from fellow hunters, the shared excitement, thus build a subtle but strong feeling of belonging. The intrinsic value placed on shiny Pokemon extends beyond their rarity. For many trainers, a shiny represents a personal achievement, a testament to their dedication and patience. Each shiny tells a story of the hours invested, the routes traversed, and the eggs hatched. This personal narrative imbues each shiny with an emotional significance that transcends its statistical attributes. It's not just a different colored Pokemon, it's a trophy, a memento of a unique journey. The quiet pride that swells when looking at a hard earned shiny is a feeling deeply understood by dedicated trainers. The economic aspect, though often frowned upon by purists, also exists within the Pokemon trading community. Extremely rare or event exclusive shiny Pokemon can command high values in trades, becoming virtual currency for trainers seeking to complete their collections or acquire other rare Pokemon. While not officially supported by the game developers, this player driven economy speaks to the perceived value and desirability of these unique creatures. The hushed negotiations, the careful consideration of fair trades, these are part of a silent, unofficial market. The prevalence of shiny fail stories is another captivating element of shiny lore. These tales, often shared with a mix of humor and despair, recount instances where a shiny Pokemon was accidentally knocked out, ran away, or even worse, where the trainer's game crashed before they could save. These stories serve as cautionary tales and reinforce the importance of vigilance and saving frequently during a shiny hunt. They also highlight the inherent risk and reward associated with these rare encounters. The collective sigh over a lost shiny, the shared understanding of that specific kind of heartbreak, binds the community together. The development of various shiny charm items in later games has been a significant quality of life improvement for shiny hunters. The shiny charm, typically obtained after completing the regional Pokédex, increases the odds of encountering shiny Pokémon, making the hunt less daunting and more accessible to a wider range of players. This item acknowledges the significant investment of time required for shiny hunting and offers a tangible reward for dedicated trainers. The gentle boost in odds, a quiet encouragement subtly enhances the long journeys. Even the process of soft resetting, where trainers restart their games repeatedly to re-roll encounters for a shiny, has its own unique, almost ritualistic charm. The rhythmic pressing of buttons, the brief loading screens, the repeated observation of the same encounter all contribute to a meditative state for many hunters. This method, while time consuming, offers a sense of control and directness that appeals to a particular type of player. The quiet click of the power button, the brief flicker of the screen, these become familiar companions in the pursuit. The subtle differences in shiny coloration across generations can also be an interesting point of discussion. Sometimes, a shiny form that was vibrant and distinct in one game might appear slightly muted or different in a later iteration due to changes in graphics engines or color palettes. These minor discrepancies can spark lively debates among fans, comparing and contrasting the various appearances of their beloved shiny Pokémon. The gentle nuances in hue, the subtle shifts in shade, these are observed with keen interest. The concept of markings or titles for shiny Pokémon in newer games, where certain rare Pokémon can appear with special ribbons or titles that signify their unique status, adds another layer of collectability. These titles, often reflecting specific conditions under which the shiny was caught, further personalize the Pokémon and make it even more exceptional. It's not just a shiny, it's a jumbo shiny or a sleepy time shiny, each with its own story and charm. The quiet pride in these unique epithets adds a special touch to the beloved companions. The cultural impact of shiny Pokémon extends beyond the gaming world, influencing fan art, merchandise, and even real-world fashion. The distinct color palettes of popular shiny Pokémon often inspire creative works, showcasing the enduring appeal of these rare creatures. This crossover appeal demonstrates how deeply shiny Pokémon have embedded themselves in popular culture. The gentle inspiration drawn from these vibrant creatures spreads subtly into various forms of creative expression. The future of shiny Pokémon, with each new game release, is always a topic of eager speculation. What new shiny forms will be introduced? Which legendary Pokémon will be shiny locked, and which will be obtainable through direct hunting? These questions fuel anticipation and keep the community engaged, constantly looking forward to the next adventure. The quiet hum of anticipation, the gentle thrill of the unknown, these are constant companions in the evolving world of Pokémon. The sheer variety of shiny forms, from drastically altered color schemes that completely transform a Pokemon's appearance to subtle, almost imperceptible changes that require a very discerning eye, contributes to their endless appeal. Some shiny Pokemon become iconic because of their dramatic transformations, like the Black Charizard, while others are cherished for their elusive nature and the challenge they present in distinguishing them from their regular counterparts. The quiet satisfaction of spotting a barely there shiny is a testament to a trainer's keen observation. The act of naming shiny Pokemon also holds a special significance for many trainers. Often, these names reflect the circumstances of their capture, their unique coloration, or simply a deep affection for the rare companion. A carefully chosen nickname further personalizes the shiny, cementing its place as a unique and treasured member of the trainer's team. The quiet contemplation of the perfect name, a gentle act of bonding, deepens the connection with these special creatures. The various challenges concocted by the community, such as shiny living decks, hunts where trainers aim to collect every single shiny Pokemon, or shiny badge quests, where trainers hunt for a shiny before each gym battle, demonstrate the boundless creativity and dedication of the player base. These self imposed rules add new dimensions to the gameplay experience, extending the lifespan of the games and fostering a sense of continuous challenge. The quiet determination to complete these ambitious tasks speaks to the enduring passion within the community. The implementation of mass outbreaks and other specific in game phenomena in recent titles, which can increase the chances of shiny encounters for certain Pokemon, has further diversified the hunting methods. These events provide focused opportunities for trainers to target specific shiny Pokemon, adding a dynamic and time sensitive element to the hunt. The gentle ebb and flow of these in game events offers a quiet rhythm to the hunting experience. The sheer volume of potential shiny Pokemon across all generations means that there is always a new target, a new challenge, and a new discovery waiting for trainers. The ever expanding roster ensures that the thrill of the hunt remains fresh and exciting, providing an endless source of engagement and enjoyment. The quiet promise of countless hidden treasures keeps the spirit of adventure alive. The simple joy of seeing that distinctive sparkle, hearing that unique sound, and realizing that a rare, beautiful creature has appeared before you is a feeling that transcends the virtual world. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated delight, a reward for patience and perseverance, and a reminder of the quiet magic that permeates the entire Pokemon universe. This gentle, profound satisfaction is what truly makes shiny Pokemon so captivating, a comforting presence throughout the vast and wondrous world of Pokemon. The soft hum of the game, the gentle sway of a Pokemon's animation, all contribute to a pervasive sense of calm and wonder. The subtle differences in coloration among shiny Pokemon can sometimes be incredibly minute, almost imperceptible to the untrained eye. Take, for instance, a shiny Garchomp, whose primary change is a slight desaturation of its blue hues, making it appear a touch paler than its regular counterpart. Or consider a shiny Zapdos, where the shift from yellow to a deeper, almost orange yellow is so subtle that many trainers have accidentally defeated or fled from one without ever realizing its rarity. These nearly identical shinies, often referred to as barely shinies or shiny fails by some, paradoxically add another layer of challenge and intrigue to the hunt. They demand an even closer inspection, a more focused attention to detail, transforming the hunt into a meticulous exercise in visual differentiation. The quiet concentration required to discern these subtle shifts in color elevates the hunting experience into a meditative practice, honing the observer's perception. The concept of gender differences in Pokemon, which often manifest as minor aesthetic variations between male and female forms of the same species, also extends to their shiny counterparts. A shiny female Wobbuffet, for example, retains the characteristic red lipstick, just as a regular female Wobbuffet does. These gender-specific details, when combined with the shiny coloration, create even more unique variations within the Pokemon world, making the prospect of collecting every single unique iteration a truly monumental task for the most dedicated collectors. The subtle interplay of gender and shine adds another layer of depth to the already rich tapestry of Pokemon variations. The gentle observation of these minute distinctions further enhances the appreciation for the meticulous design within the game. The phenomenon of shiny locking, where certain legendary, mythical, or story critical Pokemon are programmed to never appear in their shiny form, has been a consistent element in many main series games. This prevents players from resetting their games repeatedly at key encounters to obtain a shiny version of these incredibly powerful or plot important creatures. While some trainers find this restrictive, it often serves to preserve the narrative integrity of the game, ensuring that certain encounters remain consistent for all players. However, some games have later introduced methods to obtain shiny versions of these previously locked Pokemon through special events or distributions, offering a glimmer of hope for completionists. The quiet acceptance of these limitations and the patient anticipation of future opportunities speaks to the enduring hope of trainers. The in-game mechanic known as the Masuda Method, named after Game Freak director Junichi Masuda, significantly increases the odds of hatching a shiny Pokemon from an egg. This method involves breeding two Pokemon from games of different real-world language regions. For example, breeding a Japanese Ditto with an English Charmander dramatically improves the chances of hatching a shiny Charmander. This method revolutionized shiny hunting, moving it from the somewhat random encounters in the wild to a more controlled, albeit still time-consuming process within the Pokemon Day care. The rhythmic cycle of hatching eggs, biking back and forth, and checking each newly hatched Pokemon becomes a comforting routine for many dedicated hunters. The gentle clatter of bicycle wheels, the soft cooing of Pokemon in the nursery, all contribute to a soothing backdrop for this diligent undertaking. Another fascinating aspect of shiny Pokemon lore lies in the stories concocted by the community to explain the origins of their altered coloration. While the in-game explanation is simply genetic mutation, trainers often weave elaborate narratives. Some believe shiny Pokemon are blessed by ancient deities, imbued with a unique power or a sign of good fortune. Others suggest they are born under specific celestial alignments or absorb unusual energies from their environment. These fan-made explanations, though not officially canon, add a rich layer of imaginative depth to the shiny phenomenon, making each encounter feel even more magical and steeped in a personal mythology. The quiet contemplation of these imaginative origins adds a layer of depth and wonder to the Pokemon universe. The visual effects accompanying a shiny Pokemon's appearance are iconic. The dazzling burst of stars, the shimmering particles, and the distinct sound effect upon encounter or when sent out in battle are instantly recognizable to any seasoned trainer. These subtle yet impactful cues serve as confirmation of the shiny's rarity, a brief moment of celebration for the successful hunter. The consistent implementation of these visual and auditory signals across generations has created a universally understood language within the Pokemon community, a shared symbol of triumph and discovery. The gentle sparkle, the soft chime, these small details create a powerful, enduring memory. The concept of shiny hunting has evolved significantly since its inception. Early hunts often involved simply encountering hundreds or thousands of Pokemon in the wild, hoping to stumble upon a rare variant. With the introduction of various in-game mechanics like the Poke Radar in Diamond and Pearl, DexNav in Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire, SOS battles in Sun and Moon, and massive mass outbreaks in Legends. Arceus, the methods have become increasingly diverse and specialized. Each new mechanic offers a unique approach to increasing shiny odds, catering to different playstyles and preferences. Those evolving strategies demonstrate the enduring ingenuity of the Pokemon development team and the boundless creativity of the player base in adapting to and optimizing new systems. The quiet evolution of these hunting techniques reflects a continuous journey of discovery and mastery. The monetary value of shiny Pokemon in the real world, though not officially sanctioned by Nintendo or Game Freak, is a curious aspect of their appeal. In unofficial trading communities, particularly for rare or event exclusive shiny Pokemon, their value can sometimes be surprisingly high. This unofficial market speaks to the intense desire for these rare creatures and the lengths some individuals will go to acquire them, even outside the intended gameplay parameters. However, the true value for most trainers remains in the personal satisfaction of the hunt and the bond formed with their unique companion, rather than any external valuation. The quiet understanding that true value lies in personal experience rather than monetary gain is a comforting reminder of the game's intrinsic joy. The phenomenon of shiny locks sometimes extends to event Pokemon distributed by Nintendo. While many event Pokemon are distributed in their regular coloration, certain events have offered shiny versions of legendary or mythical Pokemon that are otherwise unobtainable as shinies through normal gameplay. These distributions become highly anticipated events, offering a rare opportunity for trainers to add truly unique and powerful shiny Pokemon to their collections. The excitement surrounding these limited time opportunities adds a special kind of thrill to the collecting experience, a sense of urgency and shared anticipation within the community. The gentle buzz of excitement surrounding these events adds a lively rhythm to the Pokemon calendar. The aesthetic appeal of specific shiny Pokemon can vary wildly among trainers. While some prefer shinies that undergo a dramatic color change, like a black Charizard or a pink Vaporeon, others appreciate the more subtle shifts, seeing them as a challenge to identify. The subjectivity of beauty plays a significant role in which shinies are considered most desirable, leading to lively discussions and debates within the community about the best or worst shiny designs. This diversity of opinion reflects the rich tapestry of individual preferences and the endless ways trainers connect with their Pokemon. The quiet contemplation of these aesthetic choices fosters a deeper personal connection to the Pokemon world. The act of chain fishing in games like X and Y, where repeatedly catching or reeling in Pokemon without moving or failing to hook one significantly increased the odds of a shiny encounter, became a beloved, if somewhat monotonous hunting method for many. The rhythmic sound of the fishing rod, the anticipation of each bite, and the sudden surprise of a shiny splashing out of the water created a unique and calming hunting experience. It was a testament to the fact that even repetitive actions could be imbued with excitement when the potential for a rare discovery was present. The gentle plop of the lure, the soothing sound of the waves, created a peaceful backdrop for this dedicated pursuit. The shiny charm, an item introduced in Black 2 and White 2, is a highly sought after key item that, when obtained, permanently boosts the odds of encountering shiny Pokemon in the wild and through breeding. Acquiring the shiny charm typically requires completing the regional or national Pokedex, a monumental task in itself. The reward for this immense dedication is a significantly reduced grind for future shiny hunts, making the process more efficient and less daunting. The pursuit of the shiny charm becomes a long term goal for many trainers, a testament to their commitment to the world of Pokemon. The quiet satisfaction of finally obtaining this coveted item marks a significant milestone in a trainer's journey. The lore surrounding the Ultra Beasts in Sun and Moon adds another layer of complexity to shiny hunting. These extra dimensional Pokemon, while typically not shiny locked, present unique challenges due to their often confining encounter locations or specific capture requirements. Hunting a shiny Ultra Beast can be a particularly grueling endeavor, but the reward of a uniquely colored alien creature is often seen as worth the effort for dedicated collectors. The ethereal glow of these strange beings, coupled with their rare, shiny forms, makes them truly captivating targets. The gentle mystery surrounding these otherworldly creatures adds an intriguing dimension to the shiny hunt. The shiny sprites and 3D models of Pokemon have evolved considerably across generations. Early sprite based games often featured simple palette swaps, sometimes resulting in rather jarring or unappealing shiny colorations. However, with the transition to 3D models and more sophisticated rendering techniques, the shiny designs have generally become more intricate and aesthetically pleasing, often incorporating more nuanced color palettes and subtle changes. This evolution reflects the advancement of technology and the growing attention to detail by the game developers, enhancing the visual appeal of these rare creatures. The quiet progression of art and technology mirrors the ever evolving beauty of the Pokemon world. The concept of variant shinies or alternate shinies is a rare and often debated topic. While not officially recognized by Game Freak, some trainers have observed very subtle, almost imperceptible differences in specific shiny Pokemon within the same species, leading to theories of slight variations in their color palettes. These observations are often attributed to lighting effects, screen calibration, or even placebo, but they highlight the intense scrutiny and passion with which trainers examine their rare finds. The quiet contemplation of these minute distinctions adds a layer of subtle intrigue to the already complex world of shiny Pokemon. The sparkle sound effect associated with a shiny Pokemon is perhaps one of the most recognizable and beloved audio cues in all of gaming. This distinctive chime, often described as a twinkle or glimmer, instantly alerts trainers to the presence of a shiny, even if they aren't looking at the screen directly. It's an auditory reward, a signal of success that transcends visual confirmation, creating a powerful emotional response for anyone who has dedicated hours to the hunt. The gentle chime, a subtle auditory signal, creates a powerful emotional resonance for the dedicated hunter. The community's efforts to document and categorize every single shiny Pokemon across all generations is a monumental undertaking. Websites, databases, and fan-made wikis meticulously catalog each shiny's appearance, its normal counterpart, and often provide tips and strategies for hunting them. This collaborative effort demonstrates the strong sense of community and shared purpose among shiny hunters, creating valuable resources for both newcomers and seasoned veterans alike. The quiet dedication of this community, building a vast repository of knowledge, is a testament to their enduring passion. The battle animations of shiny Pokémon, while largely identical to their regular counterparts, gain an extra layer of visual flair when the distinctive shiny sparkle appears as they are sent out from their Pokéball. This brief, celebratory effect, visible to both the player and imaginary opponents, serves as a subtle flex, a quiet declaration of the trainer's dedication and good fortune. It's a small detail that adds significant satisfaction to battles, especially against other players. The gentle flash of stars, a brief moment of visual triumph, enhances the excitement of every battle. The Poke Radar, introduced in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, was one of the earliest dedicated mechanics for shiny hunting. By chaining together encounters with the same Pokemon species in tall grass, players could significantly increase their chances of encountering a shiny. This methodical, often painstaking process required precise timing and strategic movement, turning shiny hunting into a skill-based minigame within the larger adventure. The quiet rhythm of the radar, the careful steps through the grass, all contributed to a focused and deliberate hunt. The concept of living shiny Pokédex is the ultimate goal for many dedicated shiny hunters. This involves not only catching every single shiny Pokémon, but also evolving them to their final forms, and in some cases, acquiring gender variants, regional forms, and even specific forms like those of Unknown or Vivillon. This truly exhaustive undertaking can take years, even decades to complete, representing the pinnacle of shiny collecting. The quiet dedication required for such a monumental task speaks to an unparalleled level of commitment and passion. The shiny rate of a Pokemon in the wild, without any boosting items or methods, is typically 1 in 496 in recent generations. In earlier games, this rate was even rarer, often 1 in 892. These incredibly low odds are what makes shiny Pokemon such coveted treasures, each discovery a genuine moment of surprise and delight. Understanding these base rates helps trainers appreciate the true rarity of their shiny companions and the statistical improbability of their existence. The quiet understanding of these vast odds deepens the appreciation for every single shiny encounter. The shiny sound effect, when a Pokemon appears in the wild, is a crucial auditory cue, especially when playing without actively looking at the screen or when speed hunting. It acts as an instant alert, preventing trainers from accidentally running away from or defeating a rare shiny. This subtle yet powerful sound design element is a testament to the thoughtful development that goes into making the shiny hunting experience as engaging and rewarding as possible. The gentle chime, a soft whisper of rarity, ensures no shiny goes unnoticed. The aesthetic of reversal shinies, where a shiny Pokemon's color scheme is a direct inverse or opposite of its regular form, is particularly appealing to many. Examples like a green Espeon, opposite of its normal pink, or a red Gyarados, opposite of its normal blue, are iconic and instantly recognizable. These striking color changes make the shiny form feel truly distinct and visually captivating, often becoming fan favorites due to their bold transformations. The quiet appreciation for these dramatic color shifts highlights the creative artistry behind the shiny designs. The thrill of finding a shiny Pokemon in a random encounter without any deliberate hunting method is a particularly special kind of joy. It's a pure stroke of luck, a delightful surprise that reminds trainers of the inherent wonder and unpredictability of the Pokemon world. These unexpected discoveries often become cherished memories, marking moments of serendipitous fortune. The gentle surprise of these unexpected encounters adds a layer of spontaneous delight to the Pokemon journey. The shiny battle music in some fan made Pokemon games or ROM hacks often features altered soundtracks or unique audio cues to emphasize the rarity of a shiny encounter. While not part of the official games, this creative additions highlight the community's desire to further enhance the specialness of shiny Pokemon, demonstrating the deep emotional connection players have to these rare creatures. The quiet creativity of the community, enhancing the experience in their own unique ways, speaks to a boundless source of passion. The process of soft resetting for a shiny legendary or mythical Pokemon before the implementation of shiny locks became more prevalent was a test of extreme patience and perseverance. Thousands of resets, each one a full game restart or a reinitiation of a specific encounter, were often required. This arduous process, while largely obsolete for many newer legendaries, cemented the legend of dedicated shiny hunters and their unyielding resolve. The quiet determination of these early hunters speaks to an incredible wellspring of patience and dedication. The shiny glow that sometimes appears around a Pokemon in certain games, particularly in Pokemon Go during raids or specific encounters, is a visual indicator of its shiny status. This subtle aura or shimmering effect further distinguishes the shiny from its regular counterpart, providing an additional layer of visual confirmation for trainers. It's another thoughtful design choice that reinforces the specialness of these rare finds. The gentle luminescence, a soft beacon of rarity, guides the trainer's eye. The concept of shiny families, collecting every evolutionary stage of a shiny Pokemon, is a common goal for many hunters. This involves either catching multiple shinies of the same species and evolving them, or painstakingly breeding an entire evolutionary line. Displaying a full shiny family from its base form to its final evolution is a satisfying achievement that showcases the beauty of the shiny coloration across different stages of growth. The quiet satisfaction of seeing a complete shiny family reflects the journey of growth and transformation. The shiny sprite art in older generations, with its pixelated charm, holds a special place in the hearts of many trainers. The simplicity of the palette swaps, while sometimes leading to less visually appealing results, also created unique and memorable designs that are distinct from their modern 3D counterparts. These pixelated treasures evoke a sense of nostalgia, reminding trainers of the origins of shiny hunting. The gentle nostalgia evoked by these classic sprites connects trainers to the rich history of the Pokemon world. The shiny sound effect when hatching a Pokemon from an egg is slightly different from the wild encounter sound, often a more subdued or gentle chime. This subtle variation provides auditory feedback specific to the breeding method, allowing trainers to differentiate between a wild shiny discovery and a hatched one. It's a small detail that adds to the overall polish and immersive quality of the shiny hunting experience. The soft lullaby of the hatching sound, a gentle promise of new life, signals a special arrival. The shiny Pokemon cards in the Pokemon trading card game are highly prized by collectors. These special holographic or visually altered cards feature the shiny coloration of Pokemon, often with unique artwork or foil patterns. They bridge the gap between the video game and the physical card game, offering another avenue for trainers to appreciate and collect their favorite shiny Pokemon. The quiet gleam of these rare cards, a tiny treasure in hand, brings a touch of magic to the physical world. The shiny legendary Pokemon are often considered the ultimate prizes for many collectors. Their inherent rarity combined with their legendary status makes them incredibly difficult and time consuming to acquire, whether through soft resetting in older games or through special distributions. The triumphant feeling of finally capturing a shiny legendary is a peak experience for many trainers, a testament to their unwavering dedication. The gentle majesty of these legendary shinies, a silent testament to enduring effort, crowns the collector's achievements. The shiny Pokemon animations in battle can sometimes reveal subtle details that are otherwise unnoticed in their regular forms. The way light catches a specific curve or the unique shimmer of a texture can be accentuated by the altered coloration, drawing attention to aspects of the Pokemon's design that might otherwise be overlooked. This enhances the visual experience of battles, making each encounter with a shiny feel even more dynamic. The quiet dance of these animated forms reveals hidden beauty in motion. The shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Go introduced a new dimension to shiny hunting, with real-world exploration and community events playing a significant role. The excitement of finding a shiny Pokemon during a walk or at a community day event adds a unique social and adventurous layer to the hunt, blending the virtual world with the physical. The gentle hum of the phone, the soft steps on the pavement, combine to create a unique and immersive hunting experience. The shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Let's Go introduced